Hello, everyone, and welcome to D&D Night on DDOstream, twitch.tv/DDOstream. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We're going to be having a fun time wrapping up our session, wrapping up our mini-campaign, The Witch in the Woods, the Halloweenish special here on DDOstream. So, every Sunday night, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, you can find DDO players playing at D&D Tabletop D&D Night every Sunday night, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on DDOstream. This is part 3 of 3 of The Witch and the Woods. I am Cordovan, and I am your Dungeon Master here tonight. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for being here. Also with me is Draculetta, Harker, Lantana, Bonnie Bew. Yep, hello. Corky, Rylander. Which name do you want me to use for you? I can't remember.
Yep, Comic Relief is his.
Yep. Okay, Comic Relief. Alex and Lynn.
Hello.
And Even. How you doing here, Even?
Hello, I'm doing well, except that I have a worm in my back.
That's true, you do have a worm in your back. Okay, quick recap before we get underway, because I know people might be joining here fresh for the first time. So, this takes place in a land called Eternia. It's a land ruled by a queen who has ruled for hundreds of years, thanks to what appears to be a largely immortal life. She became the queen after beheading the king in a ceremony that's been going on for more than 500 years. You are on a mission from the queen to go to the very edge of civilization itself to investigate someone from the Queen's Hunters, said elite group, who sent a letter back to the Queen requesting assistance because his daughter had disappeared. Now, they had been largely non-communicative for several years, and you were sent to figure out why, which is why you went all the way out, essentially to the far northeastern edge of the world, as it were, from where, at least relative to the Queen's castle. Give me a two-sentence sort of recap of your characters. Give them their name again, and then we can associate the voice as well. Let's start with you, Corky.
All right, Comic Relief coming at you from inside your device, whatever you're watching on. Corky Rylander is the Inquisitor for the Queen, so he does all the investigative types.
Harker.
I am Draculetta from GDO Players News podcast. Still sick, as you can tell in my voice. Not quite as sick as last week, so I apologize for the voice. I'm playing a Harker, who is the Queen's Ranger, and I am also a monster hunter.
A monster hunter. Lantana.
Bonnie Bew playing Lantana Amartis, who is the tax assassin. She has been charged with getting all the tithes and back taxes for a year that are owed to the throne from this location. And so far she has about 40 gold pieces, squashed tomato, and jawbone.
An amazing tomato
and
that
a
was
worm.
frankly the best that has ever been horticulturally seen. And you did also have a worm crawling in you, but thankfully you stabbed yourself in the gut and took care of it. For those who are curious, we are going to be PG-13. There won't be a lot of inappropriate behavior necessarily or inappropriate language, but there may be some violent situations and creepy crawly stuff. However, we are all adults and we are all not foul-mouthed. But just an awareness for those who maybe have a young one in the room. All right, anyone else? Let's see. Continuing on, Lucrezia.
Hi, I'm Lynn. I'm playing Lucrezia Stormfoot, who is the Queen's representative, a paladin who is the eyes, ears, and voice of the Queen, and here to lay the smack down on this ghoul town.
Maximilian.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm playing Maximilian Rolf, or Judge Rolf. Given that there's another Maximilian in this story, so we want to keep that clear. But I am the judge and representative of the law of the queendom.
All right, and then finally, Even Tabiana.
Yes, I am the cleric and cartographer. Anyone who knows me knows how ridiculous that is. And I'm sort of a healer who travels around to the various camps and does things healery and makes maps of where I go with pointy hands. And I still didn't get a chance to draw that map, and I'm really sorry about that. And I have a worm in my back, which scares me.
Actually, you also, though, however, took care of it before the end of the campaign here. All worms have you've all been dewormed. You took care of that in combat.
Dewormed?
Yes,
I was
remember?
dreaming of stabbing Tabiana all week.
You did it, remember, by casting Burning Hands upon yourself. Do you remember doing that? Burning it off? All right, so that's where we were last. You had actually spoken with Maximilian, who was, the Queen's representative there, and you found someone who was living far away from town in a surprisingly well-kept and well-stocked little homestead. Meanwhile, the town around it is literally starving to the point of cannibalism. And you are going into the woods after that, looking after... let me get the name here again. Try to remember it. What's my story? What am I doing here? Okay.
Beach tree.
Bird tree. Yes, bird tree. Thank you so much.
Bird tree.
Hey, you get an inspiration for out thinking the DM there. Yes, daughter bird tree captured by the witch and the witch in the woods. So you went into the deep woods, and as soon as you crossed into the forest itself, it was hugely lush and overgrown, unlike the world around it. It was as if it was basically a wall, separating this deep, clearly somewhat evil and creepy woods from the rest of the world here. So, you were camping. You kept watch. You woke up to find some worms crawling out of the ground, trying to crawl into your skin, and in 2 cases succeeding, but you were able to fight it off, which was probably a good thing, because if you had not fought off the worms, I can only imagine that you would be in far less good shape than you were today. You ended up actually oversleeping. Maybe it was because of the nature of the deep woods itself, exhaustion from the combat and the injuries, or something else. By the time you wake up, it is mid-afternoon, which is an extremely rare situation for a group of the Queen's hunters like yourself. You are all, however, rested.
I'm suspicious.
And if I can recall how to do a rest again... Do you remember which one's the rest?
Should be combat tracker lower left-hand corner. Throughout the tree, there's a rest and then long rest.
Oh, menu, right. All right, there you go.
Yay.
So you wake up, and it is mid-afternoon. You jump awake, but... you, Tabiana, have got some burn injuries, but you were okay. Lantana, you had to stab yourself in the gut, but it was a very good, precise movement. And
It was a good stabbing.
Well, relatively all said and done. I mean, you probably should not do it a whole bunch.
I shouldn't climb any trees today.
No, as a matter of fact, you probably should. As you are, because it is mid-afternoon already, which direction do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Is there any trail, like an obvious trail?
No, although you do have a general direction based on the information provided to you from Maximilian. And seeing sort of someone clearly having run full bore into the woods without much regard for trying to be stealthy.
Lantana, did you see anything up there aside from the horrific animal thing? Did you see any structures or clearings?
I'm pretty sure I just saw all the cute little dead animals.
You did see a bunch of dead animals that had it almost, what you wake up thinking about how your dreams last night while you were basically passed out. And in your dream, at least, it almost looked like the trees were consuming them.
Everything around here is hungry, apparently.
Yep.
Because it was like the trees were
However,
consuming the little bunnies.
you did see as you were climbing the tree that you could get pretty high. It still might be worth, getting to the highest point possible to take a look at the land. And the way to do that would indeed be to climb a tree.
I'm all for climbing another tree. I mean, I did pretty well last time.
Do you feel like you could do it without falling off of it and back down?
Well, I mean, hey, even if I fall again, I did okay falling last time. I mean, for a person who falls.
And,
I'm still
watch
here.
out for worms.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind climbing the tree either. I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a pair should go that way.
I'm all
If
for
you keep it
staying at the
on.
bottom and healing the bodies after they fall.
Right.
So up.
Okay, if you guys are up for it.
All right. Whoever is climbing a tree, please make a roll in the tower. You can do either acrobatics or athletics or a flat dexterity, whichever you feel might be most appropriate. It'll be perfectly fine. All right. While people are rolling, let me quick say hello to chat.
Might also be a good time to mention our sponsor.
That's a good point. Yes,
Oh,
that was great. Thank you very much. We are sponsored by Fantasy Grounds, and you can find out more by going to fantasygrounds.com. There you can even sign up for a free account, basically a trial account that will actually work if someone in your party is an ultimate subscriber or what have you, and in exchange for some licenses, they are our sponsor. They also are an awesome way to be able to do this kind of tabletop thing on a live stream very efficiently, effectively, and awesomely. They are also the most supported virtual tabletop with more official licenses than any other virtual tabletop. Fantasygrounds.com if you want to find out more. I also want to give a quick shout out here, if I could. So I am kind of I wanted to try to get myself on camera, but I kind of don't really want to be on camera either sometimes when I'm DMing. So I thought it might be kind of fun to show this off here tonight. This is an awesome Dungeon Master screen made by our own Alex and Lynn. You can find out more at eldritchentertainment.com. Again, eldritchentertainment.com. You do a bunch of printing of various things that are good for the tabletop, including even dice trays and paint trays and things like that. And feel free to chime in, Alex or Lynn, if you would like to say more.
Sure, you can also. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
we actually have three designs on that now. One does not have dice towers, so if you just want a quick and easy DM screen, and then we're making a taller version so you can put papers behind
They're
it.
modular, so you can actually kind of put them together and move them around quite well, even on a desktop. They are both external or internal kind of dice towers. It's really, really cool. And then I have been using it for my tabletop campaign, and it's been very cool. So,
Alex, did you want to say?
Yeah, and you can also find links to our other stores on twitch.tv/GRUUBII, where you've got links to our stores there, so you can find anything that we have up as well. And Eldritch Entertainment is where most of my game stuff is, and the Amethyst Dragonfly is where most of the other stuff is. Joy boxes and stuff along those lines.
awesome. All right, great. Very good. Now that I have got that taken care of in terms of our dashboard stuff and what have you, let us get started. What is it that you wish to do? You were climbing a tree. Corky, you climb a tree easily and have a really good sight. However, Lantana, I am sorry to say, I don't know if it was because you had a worm in your gut and you were a little afraid of being speared by branches or what have you, but you started slipping and you were just like, nope, I'm out of here. So you fell back down to the bottom of the tree.
This is so embarrassing.
Yeah. However, you do have a graceful landing because you do know how to fall out of a tree as well as climb a tree should the need
Yep.
arise. Corky.
Yeah, I mean, he did such a good job. It's not really worth it for me to climb up there, too.
Nice. Corky, you see above you a very, very wide expanse of deep, deep, dark wood, dark trees, and a forest that is just alive to an extent that you've never seen. However, you notice off, even a little bit further to the northeast, all the way actually beyond a large cloud that sort of in between you and the thing I'm about to describe, you actually see an open patch of, again, diseased land. Similar to the diseased land that you saw just before you entered the woods, all around where Maximilian's house was. You see what appears to be a circle of this diseased green land a little bit off to the northeast.
Alrighty, I come on back down and I basically explain what I saw and say there seems to be a circle of dead woods this way. We should probably go that way to invest.
Sounds good to me. Is that roughly the way that we were told?
No, but you did follow that into the woods, and maybe Maximilian wouldn't have actually known what happened to her after that.
Yeah, sounds good to me. All right,
so you guys are all going to go. Okay, so you are
Right
continuing to
on.
go through the woods, and you're trucking along. Now, it is fairly slow going, and it's extremely dark. As a matter of fact, even though it is daylight, although a somewhat cloudy daylight, you could stand to light a torch if you want to.
Or Tabiana could throw up her light cantrip every
Yeah, we need
hour or
light
so to
tomato.
light the
Yes,
Well, we
I
don't have a tomato part of light tomato, but we might still have the skull.
Well, that's right. You were using a skull as kind of a...
Yeah,
no,
why
but
don't I-
you did have you could light the skull. Yes, if you wanted
It was
to.
a glowing tomato skull.
Yes,
Yeah.
you could. It's now sans tomato, but
Yeah, we have a little few seeds, and that's it.
That's actually a good point. I assume you do want to keep an eye out for some kind of fruit and what have you. Could you please give me a roll? And if you can give me a good reason why it should not be at a disadvantage, please do so.
Does everybody? That was my rolling to put the light on the skull, by the way. Everybody rolls, and what do we roll about?
Perception thing
I would say perception, yeah.
at disadvantage.
Or regular?
Well, there's at least two of us that are looking at everything as if it wasn't that dark. So that would be helpful. Like I can see color and everything.
You want it in the tower or just in the chat?
Yeah, in the tower.
I have no reason for not.
And I am a ranger with the dark vision that loves the woods, so why would
Okay.
I be at a disadvantage?
You would not be at a disadvantage. Thank you very much.
I can't.
Harker,
I can't
you are not
give
at a
reason for not
disadvantage.
being at disadvantage, so I'll just throw it at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Why is my roll not taking?
Not you,
hang on,
Harker.
mine's not either. Hold on one second.
I'm
For some
dragging
reason,
it-
it's not dragging. There it goes.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. Harker, you succeed, where even more so than the rest of the party, with an extremely good sense of direction here, which leads you quickly along where you need to go. You also notice, and maybe it is intentional, you saw an apple that was way, way up in the tree, but you actually didn't mention it to the rest of the party because it was way up in the tree. But you started seeing some more, and pretty soon you all arrive to a tree that has a ring of singular red apples upon it. One for every member of the party. What do
Well,
you
that's
wish
not
to do?
suspicious at all.
Hey, look, we found the apple tree.
Well, I know if we decide to take these apples, I mean, the queen has asked us for them, so although she just asked for the seeds, so if we decide to take them, I would probably eat mine and save the seeds for her, or maybe plant them in some dirt and hope they sprouted on the journey home.
Well, which would you like to do? Tell me exactly what it is you would like to do. Lantana.
Well, at least 24% of the seeds of that fruit belongs to the queen. All of it belongs to the queen, but she's going to require at least 24% in tithe.
So what are you going to do with the other 76% of your apple?
Well, anyone who wants to maybe, try it, I don't see what could be the harm there. We just have to make sure that we withhold the queen's portion.
All right, so are you going to eat one of the apples?
I will eat 76% of an apple.
Okay, that sounds good. You actually could do an extremely good job about doing that, and there is still a quarter left of the core. Tatiana, you also wish to perhaps eat an apple. Could you please explain further?
Well, I'm kind of hungry and I'd really like apples, but I definitely do not want to, take the queen's share from her. Could I examine the apple a little further and see if I notice anything strange about it?
Yes, give me a check of
Perception
some
power?
kind. Yeah, sure, that sounds good. It is clearly one of the best looking apples you've ever seen, similar to the most amazing tomato you've ever seen. You can tell Lantana says it tastes good.
I am remembering the worms, and I'm feeling a little cautious, so I am going to take one tiny bite of my apple.
Okay.
One
It tastes great.
Tiny, even for a halfling-sized bite.
An apple a day keeps
Basically
the
a
worms away.
thumbnail. You're going to take your sharper thumb and slightly pick out a little tiny piece of apple.
That is exactly what I am going to do.
Yeah. Okay. It tastes it tastes a little bit like an apple. Yeah.
That's reassuring, actually.
Nice. Anyone else? What are you going to do?
Take an apple. I'll pick an apple and put it in my pack.
Okay.
The end.
Lucrezia,
I am not touching those apples.
you're going to leave yours behind.
Nope. Yes,
What are you
Then
I-
I'll take hers if she's not going to take one.
You're
just
going to
add
take
it into-
Lucrezia's apple. Okay.
Yeah, if
Go
anyone
for
doesn't
it.
want an apple, I'll just add it to the queen's portion.
Okay. And then Corky, I believe you're the only one who hasn't said.
No, I haven't either yet.
Oh, you're right. Okay, you haven't either. What are you going to do then? Harper?
How many are left?
There's one for each of you.
Then I will take one and eat it.
Okay. It tastes amazing. Corky, what are you going to do?
I take one, I toss it over to Harker and tell him, what can you tell me about the...
Ooh.
Well played, sir.
All right. Just give me whatever you feel would be your best check in your favor. Oh no! The chat can attest. I don't always say this, but I will say you rolled a 1. So
Nice.
yeah,
I don't know crap.
that Drac RNG strikes again.
There you go.
Yeah,
An onion.
As a matter of fact, it does remind you, because it's so big, you try to take a bite of it, right? Or you're eating it and you're just like, ugh, it's kind of gross, actually, because it's too meaty.
Meaty? I'm just now remembering the villagers and their diet, and I'm glad I took a tiny little thumbnail nibble.
All right.
I assume he tosses it back to me, so I cut it open and I de-seed it and I put the seeds away for the trip back. But I offer up the flesh to anybody who.
Nope.
Oh, I'll take it. I love these apples. These are great apples.
It was a pretty tasty apple. I'll give you that.
I mean, do you want some more? Are you sure you don't want any more?
Oh, I'll take another one. No, yeah.
I
Okay.
want some more, but I'm going to wait and see what the effects on my party members are before I eat anyone.
Facts. Oh, these are great apples. I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, Taviana, we need to be here to deworm them after this.
I ate 76% of my apple and there were no worms in it. I mean,
That's the other thing.
an apple a day keeps the worms away. That's what they say.
Just
And-
because your apple didn't have worms, many apples do have worms. And
One bad
I'm just
apple
remembering the
does
worms.
not mean the whole bunch is rotten.
The future belongs to the worms. Oh wait, wrong game.
So yeah. Apple fun times over here. I mean, this is
Fortune
great.
favors the bold, people. Fortune favors the bold.
We shall see. Pretty soon, as it gets toward dusk, remember it was mid-afternoon when you actually woke up here today, you approach a diseased area of the wood, just as you had seen from above. It's as if it was in like an absolute wall between the rest of the world and the forest. As in, it is literally a line that will cut through bark, cut through whatever, and it is suddenly diseased. Harker, you've never seen anything like it because it looks like essentially a straight line cutting into basically the point between it's diseased and not diseased. And basically, you have to decide, are you going to leave the forest?
Well,
Or what are you going to do? Are you going to go basically into this disease area?
do we see any?
Cross the threshold, as it were?
Is it just like dead? Nothing? No.
It's dead
No
and
creatures?
diseased. It is sloping downward. I'm giving you a little heads up on a map here, but you don't see it quite yet.
I mean, I guess that's what we came here for, right, guys?
Probably.
How about I take like a slice of like one of the apples I have, and I put it just across the line of disease and see what happens to it. What happens to my
very
hand
interesting.
too?
No, it is, as a matter of fact, it stays intact.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Looks safe to me. And
Good timing there.
I would say excellent timing.
All right, so
that's a highlight.
So you essentially you can essentially cross the threshold if you wish to. You have partially crossed it already. So
different is interesting, so I'm gonna step across and be like, "Come on, let's get this done. Let's investigate this further."
I'm going to be polite and let anyone who wants to go ahead of me.
Give me.
I'll go.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll go out there.
Yeah, I'll go too.
Okay, as a matter of fact, though, before Harker gets to react, I need everyone who said they're walking into the woods to give a will check.
A what check?
Save. A will
Is that a
save?
wisdom?
Yeah. Yeah, wisdom. Yeah.
Wisdom save, okay. In the tower.
No, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Yeah. Might as well.
Mm.
Okay,
I knew it wouldn't-
nope, that's fine, Lantana. So, you did not roll great. You feel almost as if something was trying to prevent you from crossing the threshold as you cross it. But you were pretty quickly able to fight it off. And the more you got onto the diseased side, the more it kind of fell off. Now, Lucrezia and Corky, you didn't actually feel anything.
All right, seems fine to me.
All right, but the question is, does Lantana say anything about what she felt or didn't feel?
No, I'm not going to say anything. I think that whatever I'm feeling is just the resistance of this location to paying its taxes. But my devotion to the queen is keeping me strong, and I'm not going to act like there's anything wrong with me.
So you have felt you actually do very much understand that kind of reluctance, especially if someone does not have the means to pay. So you actually are very familiar with that kind of perception. This did not feel like that. This felt more like something trying to perhaps compel you.
I am going to be brave or foolish, I haven't decided, and I am going to follow my party mates into the forest.
Same.
and rolled terribly. Although I
Well-
beat Lantana.
You both have a similar experience where something feels like it's essentially trying to compel you to leave the woods, really almost like a rush at the last second, but as soon as you cross that threshold, it disappears. Now you are standing in a diseased, open area, very similar to the kind of area that you left with the woods. However, now that you're into the diseased area and you can see that it's sloping downward, you think you see a house off in the distance.
Grimgrod, obviously Lantana ate apple. I took a tiny nibble of apple. Harker, you did not eat the apple?
I ate 2.
Oh, you ate. Oh, you ate. Corky did not threw his apple to you. I can't remember if Maximilian or Lucretia ate apples or not.
I didn't even touch the apple.
Yeah, Lucrezia didn't touch it, and Maximilian put it in his pack.
So I ate a little. Harker ate 2. Lantana ate 76%.
Of like
Of the
2 apples.
Oh, you ate 76%. That's right. You got a second one. So you ate.
1.48 apples or
That's
something.
actually 1.52, I think.
Yeah, something like that. And if I see the house, which granted, with the way I've been going today, I might not see this house. I'm going to want to go there because that's our destination. This is what we're gunning for, is stuff in the woods, and it's a thing in the woods. Let's go there.
Yeah, Bertree might be there. And or the witch.
All right. So you start to slope down, go down the slope, and you do indeed actually see that it is a area that's got kind of a rock wall around it, along with a wooden fence-like gate heading into what appears to be a small cottage, essentially mounted into the side of a rock face. I am going to move you from the combat tracker onto the map, and you can kind of decide where you want to go from there. Oops. The initial movement here, I'm just placing you on the map. You should be able to move yourself to wherever you feel is appropriate from here. So, sort of before we get to that point, though, I want to... You guys are really walking right up to the house?
Of course we are.
Sure. Sure.
I mean, I'm just saying, you're just
think
gonna...
I'm gonna hang back all by myself?
You're just going to basically stride forward through the diseased land right up to the front gate of the place and do what?
I'm about ready to just walk through this gate and walk into the house.
It's fine.
Well,
I've
yeah.
had it. I mean, ever since we got here, people telling us we shouldn't be here. They don't want us here. I'm done. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to
Lantana
move
wants to
forward.
make sure that anyone in that house is paying 24% of their property value to the queen every year.
Yeah, and I haven't even begun to collect that from stock in general. So.
Not to mention missing kids, blight on the land.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, whatever.
don't
But
like
the
Lantana
money.
says that
I'm
so
looking
much.
for the money.
Probably enslaved spirits.
And you feel that kicking in the front door of what might well be a witch who has been taking children from around the land
Wait.
is
Who
the best
said
course of
anything about
action
kicking
here.
in a door? Who said anything about kicking in a door?
Okay.
Polite knocking
Lantana
first. I mean,
volunteered you to do it, Corky. Come on.
What? I didn't. Well, is that what I said?
Witch
I mean-
monster.
I mean,
Monster
I
Hunter.
think we go up to the door and we knock politely first, and if there's no answer, then we might kick it
I
in.
mean,
But
and
that's
just
not
because
it's not
someone's
just
a
rushing in and
witch-
kicking it in.
Just because someone's a witch doesn't necessarily make them a monster. I mean, she's a monster because she doesn't pay her taxes. Yes, but we don't know what is going on in her life.
All right, what are you going to do? I will essentially give you a minute, and then I want someone to say what you're going to do with or without the door.
Well, have we seen anything as we approach? It's
Uh,
all quiet.
you as a matter of fact, you think you hear some kind of conversation between two ladies, maybe, and then it quickly goes silent. You hear a doo-doom of a door slamming shut from the inside.
We
Are
should
there?
crept
Is there a
up on
lock on the gate, or is it
Yeah.
freely open?
There is a lock on the gate, yes, that prevents
Is it
someone from the outside being able to get in. There is what appears to be some kind of essentially crossbar situation preventing someone from breaking in, but them being able to lift it on the way out.
I'm all for knocking on the gate and saying, "You who? We're here." Can you know?
Yeah, we can try that, and if that doesn't work, we can throw somebody over to let us.
Queen's Hunter's calling.
How tall is the gate and wall?
The gate is about 8 feet tall, so as a matter of fact, you can basically, if you want to jump up a little bit, you would see over it.
Okay.
Why don't you do that?
If someone wants to give me a boost, I'm all for climbing over it too. Whatever.
And there's a, I think you believe
I'll give you a boost.
There's an incline to here.
No. Well, there. Yeah, it's basically, this is sort of at the low end of a valley. Potentially there's some water. Well, you didn't see a river coming in, but maybe you heard something, and it's flush along the side of a large, really rock face. Now, the house itself juts from the face and was appeared to be kind of, natural wood, kind of your typical, hey, I guess I better build a house now, kind of, and I live in the woods sort of situation. But, you saw that as you were approaching it from above.
Okay.
I'm wondering if fairy fire would help. I've got a 60-foot range. I can cast a 20-foot cube, and everything in there is outlined in blue, green, or violet light, my choice. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dex saving throw. And they will shed dim light in a 10-foot radius for the duration, which is up to 1 minute.
Okay.
And any attack against an affected creature or object will have advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object cannot benefit from being invisible. Do you guys think that is worth throwing at the door of the castle? We're well within.
I would keep it.
Keep it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd keep it for right now.
Okay.
What would help, though,
What about
is
that perception thing? that-
Lucrezia. Yep, exactly.
Divine sense.
Yep.
that thing, yes.
You do not sense anything evil.
Oh,
Interesting.
well, this is
Interesting.
very interesting.
We're just assuming the witch is a bad person, just because she might maybe kidnap children.
Hey,
Honestly, I'm not really trusting that, not the Maximilian in our party, but that other Maximilian. I'm really not trusting that guy. We know he
Yeah.
lied to us.
Judge
Yeah.
Rolf, can you holst me up so I can see the whole area real clearly with this?
Yeah, I can pull out a lantern. Is it dark? I forget.
Oh, actually, I have a light cantrip that I can cast.
It's not like pitch black dark. It is very deep dark woods dusk, but it is not, dark, no.
Is the skull still lit?
Yes, from the light
just-
spell that's been
So I
cast upon
can,
it.
with the divine sense, if there's any creatures.
Within, you said 60 feet, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, there was nothing evil.
That's very reassuring.
Okay.
I'm not even sure that guy was Maximilian.
Well, who,
No.
I mean, how would we know, really?
So from what I'm seeing from this, I don't think like running in and stabbing everyone is necessarily the play here. We need to figure out what's going on. Let's
Oh.
try knocking.
Yeah, let's knock.
Yeah, well, I mean, we should have a conversation with whoever's inside.
They may pay their taxes willingly, Lantana. You don't just want to go
Yeah.
in there swinging it.
That's true.
This isn't just a mission of taxation. I'm just saying there are other things that you are
Look,
here to do.
I tried when we encountered those townsfolk in the tavern. I tried to talk to them. They're the ones who start throwing knives. I don't see
This is
any
true.
problem with talking.
You are
with the people
100%
in that
accurate.
cabin.
Yes, this
And
is
Lantana
correct.
assess the value of the knives and then attack
So who
back.
is going to knock?
I will knock.
You will
okay.
knock.
I was going to bang on the
Okay.
gate. That's fine. Whatever.
Lucrezia, you will knock.
Yes.
Okay, and what is... I don't think I actually see your alignment here. What is your alignment?
My alignment is something that is written down somewhere. Lawful good.
Okay, you are lawful good. Interestingly, you knock, and the gate opens.
Oh. Hello?
You don't hear anybody. There is a house
Uh,
down the... basically across a little garden area.
And this divine sense goes on for like a minute or so. Is it still? It's still not.
You're still correct. You were still not
Hanging.
picking up anything evil.
Okay.
I take an open gate as an invitation. I would go through.
Okay, I will step through.
Okay, move yourself in.
I'll move into.
I assume this is the gate right here.
Yep.
Oops.
I'm going to move right up to the gate and watch what happens to them before I decide if I'm going through it or not.
They survive. They walk through.
Oh, what the hell.
I moved somebody else. Sorry.
There you are.
All right.
Sorry.
Can you all give me your alignments?
Neutral.
Neutral.
Lawful
I don't
neutral.
know where that is.
Chaotic neutral.
It's under notes.
Can I
Alignment.
put that in here?
Or
Lawful good.
And Maximilian, you said you're lawful neutral?
Yep.
Okay. And you feel that's do you feel that best represents your character as it exists right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. There you go. As soon as you walk through Harker, you hear a scream and a shattering of what appears to be some kind of glass. What are you going to do?
That came from inside the house.
Yes.
And we didn't hear it, just Harker did?
No. You all heard it, but it happened
okay.
as soon as Harker crossed through the gate.
And what alignment was Harker? Was he the lawful neutral?
Chaotic neutral.
Not like your
Chaotic.
characters know each other's alignment, but yes. I mean, you kind of do, but...
What am I gonna do? We need to go and see what just broke.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a good
Hello?
idea what it was, but
we're
I
here to
want to go and
help.
see what it was.
Well, we should first knock on the door, request entry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're
that's-
Here to
door,
help.
like-
Do you need our help?
And you yell that outside?
Yes.
I kind of want to yell it, but I'm chicken, so I just kind of whisper yell it.
And then
Okay.
I will say it loudly.
A magical shield appears before the door, and a part of the door becomes translucent. You say a pair of sharp eyes looking through the door. Who be ye and what you want?
We are the Queen's
what an
hunters. We are here to help.
Help who?
Those who need helping.
Well, I don't need your help. Get out of here.
We are looking for oh god, what was her name? Beach
Bertree.
Retreat.
Birch tree.
You be seeking Bertree, and who be ye to ask?
Her father sent us a missive saying that she was missing, and we have been searching for her to make sure she is safe.
She be safe, but she not be interested in seeing her father again.
Well, I can understand that. We have suspicions upon him.
Really?
May we speak to her?
Before I let you through, do you speak true?
I do.
You know, for that matter, we'd like to have someone give us some straight answers to
Okay.
come to proper conclusions.
You see her straighten up, and the door become transparent, and the shield go down.
I take that as an invitation.
All right?
Step through the door.
I give Corky a shove to get him through a little faster.
Okay. So, I am going to make this visible to you. I'm going to draw on the map rather than kind of explain it, that here's the front door of the house. Let's see if I can move it. Not really. Well, it's basically the lower right corner there. So.
Okay.
I want you all to kind of put yourself on the map. Actually, can you put yourself on the map? Maybe not.
I think you have to.
All right.
Yeah, I think you have to, and then we can move ourselves.
Harker and Corky, you go first as sort of the vanguard. And as soon as Harker, you cross through, I need you to make a will check.
Save or check?
Well, a will save if you can do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold
Or a
on.
wisdom save is fine. Whatever.
Wisdom save is fine. All right.
You feel very strongly that you are not wanted here, and that perhaps you threaten the order of things. You get the sense that some of your abilities may not function here.
Can I ask a real quick, sort of related question? When we camped, we took off. I mean, at least some of us. You told us we had to take off our armor. Is my armor back on yet?
Oh, yes. Yeah, but when you woke up in the, say, mid-afternoon and all that, you put yourself all back, so, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Good to know. I want that extra 4 points of AC.
And
I am going to just kind of hang back here by the door
okay.
for right now.
Let me...
And we need to
Call up.
roll wisdom saves in the tower once we get in?
No,
No, just
just Harker did.
Oh, okay.
because he's chaotic.
Just Mr. Chaos over here.
Okay, I'm learning to drop my maps on the bottom thing in case I accidentally close them.
Once he shared them with us, we can actually get them from the little maps tab.
I didn't do it this time, but I did last time.
I'm gonna stay quiet since everyone seemed kind of concerned about talking for some reason. And I'm gonna look around just to see if anything looks like it might be expensive in this cabin that might be worth something.
I'm going to look around and see if I see Bird Tree and if she looks like she may need any kind of help or healing.
So when you go through the door, you see this woman running back toward the witch. There's the woman who was translucent, who is now behind the counter, next to another girl of pretty youngish age. And then you see some other people of varying ages sitting at a table.
Do they all look healthy and like non-ghoulish?
Well, I mean, define non-ghoulish.
Well, like skinny and starving and
No, they
feral
definitely,
things.
they are not starving, and some of them look fairly wild, yes. But they're not, like, monstrous.
Well, who's got an arm can just throw on the table, see who eats it.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
What are you
Let's see,
going to
so
do?
There's a bar and various tables. So
It's not really so much a bar as really more of a kitchen prep area.
okay, so like a counter.
Yeah. Are you just guys just sitting down?
I'm just kind of like peering at the
No,
bookshelf
I'm
a little bit.
walking, just walking up.
Okay.
More in the room.
I am gonna come and
I'm
sit
going to
down.
walk up here and I'm going to look at
'Cause
the
it
food, but I do not
Lowers
trust
me. Right. And, like,
What are you going to say? And who is going to say it?
We were sent by the Queen to, to assess this area and specifically, among other things, to look for a young lady who was missing. And we have since met her father, who is not as he seemed, and we are currently trying to figure out this situation. Would any of you be so kind as to enlighten us?
The girl, let me see if I can put a pointer on it, actually. Do you see everyone on the map? Do you see a bunch of people on the map or not?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yeah, 1, 2.
I think 8
Okay.
total.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, 8.
So you see the lady to the right of the witch say, I'm Bertree.
Okay.
Which one is she?
The one to the right of the witch.
And which one is the witch again? Oh, the
The
one you're
witch-
just
yeah.
the one you're just rotating? The one in the red shirt, blonde hair?
I think I just wrote
Nope, that one. This one right here.
Okay, so that's Bertree.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
she's
that's
got-
the witch.
Okay, so Bertree is this other one.
The one to the right.
The
Okay,
DDO,
got
the
it.
DDO character.
Yes.
All right, the witch is left. Got it.
Okay. Yeah, the witch is the one with the targeting reticle around her, basically. As I
That's
understand.
not a focus orb.
This particular lady, who appears to be quite strong and probably pretty rugged, despite a relatively young age, joins the rest at the table and sits down. They are quiet and are all just staring at you.
We mean you no harm.
The witch says, I have never known the Queen's hunters to do people no harm.
I am a healer. It is my sworn duty to heal those who need healing, and I took an oath swearing that I would do no harm unless it was extremely warranted. Like when the villagers tried to eat us type of thing.
Do you not murder those of my kind?
Of what kind?
Which, of course.
We don't murder anyone. We defend ourselves if attacked.
What do you know about the history in terms of what you've done?
Me
I
personally?
mean, you guys are the Queen's hunters, and remember, only people who worship the Queen. If anyone else is worshiping someone other than the Queen, they tend to be dealt with pretty harshly.
Anybody want me to chime in here, or should I be quiet?
No, feel free to
Go ahead,
tell me.
chime in.
I've killed many of your kind
And why would you do such a thing?
because you're abominations, you're monsters, you're evil.
I've never seen this man before in my life.
And what would you have of us then?
It's what I do.
But clearly, you've been able to walk through my threshold, so there must be some good in you.
For that matter, I've also executed a number of, not very actually many, but a few witches. But that is simply because it's a violation of law.
I may have killed a witch, but I don't really care. I really only, I kill people who don't pay their taxes and don't seem like they're going to be coming forward with the taxes that they owe. And whether or not those people are witches is really no concern of mine.
I am a healer. I heal people. I have killed. I'm sure I have killed witches at some point, but I generally do not attack unless I am attacked first.
So, to what lengths would you go to solve a problem? And she kind of comes around and stands over at the table here.
Depends on the problem. It depends on the lengths needed.
She's intrigued me now. And so I'm going to go over and sit across the table from her and be like, I'd go to very strong lengths to solve the problems that I have. Tell me more. What are you thinking?
Ah,
Good night,
she holds
knowing
up.
you, Lantana.
A second, let me get the camera up. Ah! She holds up a finger. Wait till you hear this next. Before I fully trust you, I must know. How did you get through the woods?
We walked.
Walked?
And I climbed a tree and fell. And then there was walking.
Twice?
Yeah, so there was a little falling, a little walking, a little screaming when there were worms. But all in all, it was
Little
pretty much
tomato,
walking.
little apple.
An apple.
It's actually quite lovely here in the woods, except for a few little bits here and there where it seems to be desiccated.
How many of you have... You've eaten the apples? All of you? She looks
No.
around. Who say she looks at all the people who say no.
No, I remain silent on the object.
No,
I-
24%
I neither
of those.
confirm nor deny that I ate an apple.
Okay.
Wait, I've taken 24% of the apples for the queen.
Do you know why all these children have come to me?
We do not. That's part of why we're here.
Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
make them
Discover
into
these
apple
things.
tree fertilizer?
It's possibly a lifestyle choice.
That was
not to
that was amazing.
to be turned into a spectacle.
I mean, we don't judge, okay?
Bertrie says, you are joking, but rather for me, it was worth going through the woods because I could not live on that farm anymore. I could not eat that food whose very
Oh my
existence is
God!
owed to such awful,
I think I just
awful
figured out where
behavior.
the fertilizer was being used.
Can you expound on that and kind of give us a history of what's
My
going on
father,
and why?
my father has been taking children when they're at the point that they can no longer fend for themselves from starvation and giving them to the forest.
I told you they were being used as fertilizer.
And the witch looks back at Bertrie and says, are you sure you want to say this? Yes, I'm sure, Bertrie says. They've come through your threshold. They've come through the woods. How? How did you go through the woods without dying, without falling prey to shadows, the shadow children, the trees themselves, the wildlife, how did you make it?
Well, we didn't see any of that except for some worms.
Oh, there was a shadow at one point, but we destroyed it.
Well, we think we did, but then there
You
were other things that
destroyed
didn't happen.
one of the shadow children? The witch
Well,
looks
I
at
don't
you.
know if it was a child per se, but it was kind of shadowy.
Well, it
and
was it was
sort
a
of-
shadow. It was a youngish, I mean, he looked like a teen heartthrob.
Oh yeah.
And
I-
it sounded.
That may or may not have sparkled.
By
It
the
also
time
had a
I
lot-
noticed that, I think I wasn't feeling myself.
All
A
right.
bit
That appears-
drained by that point.
That,
Lantana, at least
her
you're
assessment
the first
appears
to
to be
out of
correct.
this. I have to sleep next to you.
It did have a childlike laughter.
Yes.
Childlike, but very disturbing at the same time. There
Yes,
was
very
certainly evil
disturbing.
about it.
It was indeed disturbing. It was almost like it was, now that you think about it, almost deranged.
Yes.
Yep.
But honestly, considering the caliber of townsfolk that we've interacted with, I mean, that was a more interesting, encounter in terms of, being diverting and stuff. And even though that shadow kind of tried to kill us, I mean, at least they didn't, no, they tried to eat us too. I don't know. I can see why you would hang out here in this cabin. I mean, all those
This
other
cabin
people don't
is-
seem like a lot of fun.
The little boy that's kind of off on the right here steps forward and says, we're the ones who've survived. And the witch is the reason we are alive. If you hurt her, I swear to God.
Oh,
he
Guys.
swears to the queen.
Oh, is that
He
a
did not say
challenge,
that.
little
No.
boy?
Yeah.
I know he doesn't say that.
Yeah.
But I asked the witch quite frankly. It's like, so can you tell us why certain areas appear to be so desolate and yet others appear to be lush?
Ooh, man. I have to think about that one a second. I am going to have the witch make a saving throw. Now, repeat your question exactly again.
I don't know if I can repeat it exactly. Do we have a replay button around here somewhere? Basically, I was wondering why there are certain areas around here which appear to be quite desolate. For instance, the area around this house, and yet other areas appear to be quite lush and bountiful, such as the woods surrounding this area.
And what's your charisma?
A 15.
Okay. She says, she looks down at the table and sighs. It says, "It is how we stop the woods from spreading. I have to put this wall up, and we," she points to the kids and all the people in the tavern there, "we are the reason the woods does not spread into the town, is into farther into town. We have to keep that monster trapped."
So you're saying the woods are
What
a monster
monster?
or a
The
power?
monster? Do you mean Bertrie's father?
No, not Bertrie's father, although he be
Or-
evil enough, as it were.
Do you
But
mean
I
the
speak
shadow
of the god of the woods. Surely you've heard of the god of the forest?
No.
No, what can you tell us about it?
You must not be from this area.
No,
This
We
is
are
correct.
from very far away.
The god of the forest is the trees of the lush, deep, dark forest. And in a difficult climate such as this, have you seen how the trees grow?
With all the dead animals, yes.
Ah.
Well, we don't know that that's how they grow. It's as we've
Well,
seen dead
it's what they
animals
kind
in
of
That's what
fields.
she
Look
just
like-
that's what she just said to you. And what was the first thing that came to your head?
the dead animals.
Yep. Indeed. As the people who thought dead animals, she says, indeed. The trees themselves feast and keep alive with the blood of those that encounter them. How you've survived, I don't know. Perhaps something wanted you to be here, for while we are safe, we are trapped. And we have never been able to leave the woods from this point. The children that enter the woods either die, or they find me, or I find them before the god of the forest. If you truly feel that you can handle a god itself, then perhaps we stand a chance.
Well,
Do you
maybe
know
the
where he
cleric can
dwells?
handle a god. How does Taviana feel about that?
I certainly can't do it by myself. I'm very, very unnerved by this.
Oh, we
But-
got a paladin. It's fine.
I got your
But
back.
on the other hand, I mean, guys, we're hearing about this witch who is taking children and killing them, but look, the children are here and they're healthy and they're certainly look like they're better off than they would be if they had stayed in the village. Not to mention
Clearly
the
better off than they
childlike
would be.
laughter we heard at Maximilian, the bad Maximilian's place. I'm thinking, you know, the
And
witch is
unless
in their
my
right
divine
here.
sense is totally off, this is the good place, that's the bad place.
Yeah, exactly. And the witches, you know, on the one hand, everything I've ever learned tells me that witches are abominations, but they've certainly done nothing to harm us. They're keeping the children alive. If anything, they've given us information. She has given us information that's going to help us.
Give me
I
a
think we have to
perception check.
How do you know she's not lying?
Tabiana, give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
What should
In the
we
tower?
call you?
You can roll it publicly.
Big numbers, big numbers. Meh.
He almost thought you thought of something, but it was just on the tip of
What should we call you, ma'am? To the witch.
I am not giving my true name out to one such as you. The
I
witch
said,
shall
what
be
should we
fine.
call you? I said, what
The
should we
witch shall be
call you?
fine.
Okay.
Scared to hand your name out, are you?
Well, would you like to give me your full name?
I've got nothing to lose. It's Parker Renwick. What's yours?
Okay.
And I stare right at her.
Okay, I would ask that you please make a will save.
Oh, this should be good.
So, Harker, where would you like
Only
us
if
to
you
bury
fail.
your remains?
What?
Where would you like us to bury your remains?
I am not afraid of a witch.
Near the tomatoes.
We could plant the tomatoes on top of him and he could fertilize them.
Yeah, once again, you feel something trying to compel you, but you're able to shake it off.
You little tricks aren't gonna work, woman.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. Are you implying that this god of the forest is what's keeping this village of stock from being a normal, profitable concern that might pay its taxes?
She just stares at you blankly. What? What is this one saying? And she looks to the rest of the group.
She wants to know if
Okay.
God you mentioned is the evil thing that's causing the town to be corrupted and ghoul-like and
Yes. The
cannibal.
reason why there's no food and why they've been driven to the point
There's
of
no food
eating.
because they won't move. They were too stubborn. They weren't going to pay attention to a witch now, were they? Even though I told them that they needed to move or face the consequences, they chose to stay.
Can they be saved?
They are welcome to move to where the food is, as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
But
So
if they were to
leaving this-
move, wouldn't it just go there? I mean, what's to stop the same thing from happening wherever they
leaving this
move?
forest
My
unchecked.
protections. This. Have you noticed that there aren't a lot of lush forests around my house? There's a reason
yes.
for that. It is that keeps it at bay. It cannot cross those lines that take my power and the power of these children to preserve.
If we were to somehow fight this power, would that mean the protections were no longer needed and
If
the
you
fertility
manage
of
to
the ground
ki-
of the land would be restored?
If you manage to kill a god, then yes, that would sure solve the problem. Do you feel that you're powerful enough to handle something like that?
Well, theoretically, there aren't any gods but the queen.
Well,
so
I don't think it's a god. I think it's.
I
just
think she's
an evil
overselling it.
creature.
I don't. It's semantics, guys. I mean, I think.
Okay, you say God, I say monster. Where's it at?
But I think it's clearly needs to be destroyed because that's
Exactly.
where I'm getting all the evil sense from.
I mean, you'd like to leave this cabin one day, right?
Oh, I'm fine right here.
I'm sure you are.
So, as I understand it, Maximilian came here. He did not enforce the will or reasonable amount of judgment of the queen.
I don't even know who this queen is. A queen of where? She is not my queen.
Oh, dear.
Shouldn't have said that in front of me.
Oh, you didn't say that, did you?
We'll get to that. Then, having come to a town that should be under the queen's protection, he did not call for any aid, given that they were hungry and etc. Ran like a coward away from them, and then made a deal with an evil, sentient forest thing to sacrifice children under the queen's protection to keep his farm nice.
She looks at you in astonishment, going, How did you know?
It's our job to know.
I am the judge. I listen, and then I make a determination.
Yes, that is exactly what is happening, except for those children who can flee to me, or I can say on their way through the forest. If ye be true, that you feel we can kill this god of the forest. With my help, you would have it. But
I'm
are you
gonna
willing to
ask
die
you-
for this?
It is the right thing to do.
Well, if we don't do it and we
The
have to
queen will
go
get a
back
lot
to the
less
queen
income from
empty-handed, that's as good as a death sentence.
That's true. And I would rather die fighting for my cause than die because I failed my mission.
Exactly.
Happen to know if this so-called god of the forest has any valuables or money or anything like that?
She chuckles and says, "I do not believe, money lady."
I would be more
I don't
interested
think they
in
care
any
about anything
weaknesses.
about money and value.
Now she knew what money was because she called you money lady.
Right.
I don't think they care about that, Lantana. I think we should just drop that whole subject.
I'm just trying to scope out what our interests are here.
If ye be true, I have a plan. And she brings out, calls to one of the children, who goes over to one of the bookshelves and brings out a map of an
Sweet.
area.
Oh, not another map.
We are going to take a 5-minute break here. Quick bio break and all that sort of thing. We'll be back in 5 minutes with the second and final half of this thing. Okay? See y'all in 5.
We're back in the air. That's a great time for a bio break. Thank you.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome back. The witch pulls out a map. Let me make it visible. Make sure you can see it. Can you see the map?
It's
loading.
It's coming
still
in.
loading, but yeah.
Okay. She says, if we are going to defeat the god of the forest, we must stay away from trees. Now, I know that that is nearly impossible in such a lush forest such as this, but I have been looking for a long time, and there is a place that, due to its natural rock formation and heavy wet ground, has managed to stay relatively tree-free. I believe this area, and she pulls out a map that doesn't look quite this detailed, but is you know, a representative of this area. Says, I believe this area is where we should be able to fight the god of the forest and possibly survive.
Does he have any weaknesses that you know of?
Good question.
Nobody has ever survived, so I would say probably not.
Well, is he a tree? Fire?
The god of the forest is a tree. It can be a tree. Can also be a presence. Can be wherever it wants to be. It can channel through the trees. The trees themselves are one with the god of the forest and have been known to feed and tear and rend. Kill anything that's in its way, unless I can get to them first. I use fire when possible.
I was just going to ask if fire would work. 'Cause
If I could have killed the god of the forest with a couple of mere fireballs, then I assure you I would have done so already.
What form of wards are you using around this cabin? Do you have like tree
Disease.
repellent?
Yes, it's essentially a disease. To disease the very land itself.
That might be marketable.
So we just need zombies to go attack the tree then.
Lumberjacks.
zombie lumberjacks?
They're okay.
Okay, that gives me some ideas.
Could be like a blight though, disease, mold.
Yeah, it's like a blight. So, what powers do you have? How do you, like, if we confront the god of the forest, we will probably be confronting more than just the god. And the god of the forest is not the god of the forest because it's only lived for a few short years. It has never been defeated.
I am not pulling up that forest map at all.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
me
it's
either.
still loading.
bummer. Let me try sharing it again.
If it's a large file, it's probably just taking a little bit of time.
All right.
I have a blunderbuss. Can you shoot the tree? Is
A
that
what? She mentions?
like? Have you tried? It's like a. It fires projectiles that kind of explode.
Huh. I've never heard of such a thing.
Have you tried exploding the tree?
Have been using most of my power to keep this blight
we
intact
go.
and create this patch of this house for us, our survival. No, I have not tried to confront it and blown it up.
Has anyone ever tried to go at this tree with an axe or a sharp?
Oh, I assume
weapon,
someone
any-
probably had an axe when it was being devoured.
Do you know anything about silver? Would silver aid in any kind of effectiveness against this
I don't know.
tree-like entity?
I don't know. She answers apparently honestly.
So do you have anything that you think will help us? Any weapons we can use?
I assume if you are here, you must have your own weapons. I will be here to assist you with all of the magic I can do. My children will help. And the kids basically nod. They are going to wield their magic to the extent they can.
I have weapons. I'm not usually fighting trees, so
Okay, I'm
that
trying
might
to
be a
kind of
little
get a
iffy.
whole. I want to try to talk to the party and just kind of between us figure out how much gunpowder do we actually have.
I have this small keg right here.
I have 11 shots.
Yeah,
I
the
think
small
we all
keg.
had, like,
The small
11
keg
or
was
12
back in the wagon, but yeah, you had a dozen shots. Sounds good. Except a couple of you have shot it a couple times already.
Well, except for Reloaded. When we were
Everybody,
still in town.
everybody refilled theirs before we went.
Yeah,
out
essentially
to the-
you've got plenty, so you're fine.
Well, no, I'm thinking about pooling it together to maybe see if we can't make one
Make a
big.
make a big
Oh,
bomb.
geez, I hadn't even thought of that.
Oh.
Jeepers. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a good idea.
Sounds like a really good idea, actually.
Okay. So what are you going to? Her ears perk up. So what do you need?
Okay, so for that we would need a bag to dump it all in to make like a satchel charge type deal.
Yeah, some sort of container. Doesn't necessarily have to be a bag, but something large enough to hold it all, and then try to put some.
Just so
sort of
you
fuse
know,
into it.
as far as you know, this has never been done before. You've never seen
Of
it
course
be
not.
done. Yeah. I mean, how would you light it though? That's the thing. You still have to light it.
Well, we could set an arrow
Fireball?
on fire, and
Please, we got somebody with burning hands or something.
yeah,
Oh,
but it
that's
might
true.
you
Different
want to
kind
have
of
distance before.
Yeah, you should
Well,
walk
well,
up
well,
to it and light it on
okay.
fire. That is absolutely what you should be doing, is
I mean,
walking
if
up to it.
Tabiana wants
Yeah.
to like give her life setting off the bomb,
Oh.
that's her choice.
I don't want to be the one. I don't know anything about setting off bombs.
I'm sure that it would
think-
go in well
I
with the
don't
queen
think
when
so.
she hears of your valor.
How about this? Do you have any alcohol?
Well,
I do not.
Who knows?
Nay.
Like
Yeah. What about around here? Is any alcohol?
Yeah,
Like-
she has. So I have some things that would potentially light on fire, but they're not that flammable. But yes, I mean, we have oil lamps.
that work?
Oh, that would work. I mean, I've
Molotov
blazing
cocktail.
spear and scorching ray and burning hands. So
If we
that
could-
that would.
We could plant the explosive. Barker here is a good shot with an arrow. Couldn't we set an arrow on fire and have him shoot it into the gunpowder target?
Yep, that could
Yeah,
be.
something like that.
That would work.
All right. So what do you? So just tell me what it is you are going to do. What are you going to create?
Well, what kind of vessel do we have to hold all the gunpowder?
You have
in
like
one-
a
one-
vase, like
Maybe
a
we should
ceramic
make-
vase, perhaps.
Two? Maybe we should make two.
Kind of a clay stone vase.
Let's see.
I don't
Inventory.
know. Any like
An arrow and a
I don't want-
spare.
not necessarily a small barrel, but something more flammable than a clay vase.
I've got a bag, a
Burlap.
sandbag. I have an empty sandbag.
That's excellent.
Oh yeah, an empty bag.
Oh,
You could
yeah,
probably
yeah.
line that with something and enough to prevent all the gunpowder from leaking through.
I mean, I like the idea of the hard vessel to have it actually hopefully explode and provide shrapnel and all that, but trying to penetrate it and actually ignite the gunpowder is kind of
I have an alms box. I'd have to take this 40 gold out of it, and it probably wouldn't catch on fire as well as a sandbag.
so yeah. So I don't know if there's a small barrel or a small wooden crate or something that would hold it.
I don't have a barrel. I might have an old crate in the cave. And she leads you back. Let's see. There's a cave-like area, actually, that is attached to the house itself.
Behind it, making it go into the ground further back where it's
Mhm.
stone.
Oh yeah, there we go. Good. Good. Never mind the writing on it, but the cave basically goes back behind hearth here over into the northeast side where you see the thing come in. And there's like a cave area where they've been doing a lot of mining for various regents and things that they would use for all their witchcraft and potions and all that sort of thing. They have the children seem to work in there, perhaps.
Let's see.
Okay, so we have some vessels to hold oil and other flammable liquids,
Yep.
And then we have some sort of a crate that we can actually try to pack the gunpowder in.
Yeah, it would be heavy, though. That's the only thing. I mean, we're looking at this point at about 30 pounds or so, at least.
Okay.
Is that something you feel like you can throw, or you would place? I mean, you could carry it, but it's not comfortable, especially in a crate, you know?
Yeah,
Take
which is
two
why
of us.
a roundish barrel would be kind of better to kind of roll into place if possible. But hey, I'll take a square crate and we can heave it or drop it off at his feet or something like that. That might work.
Keep it, and I'll shoot it with a flaming arrow.
Or soak it with oil and whatnot before we shoot it or something like that. Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, I can lift over 500 pounds, so
Oh, there's a difference between what we can carry and what we can pick up and throw. But, I mean, 30 pounds should not be a problem for any of us.
no.
I won't be able to throw it at, like 500 yards or anything like that. But
Yeah.
Oh, no, but
20, 50 feet.
I mean, it is also...
we are the
it's,
Queen's warriors.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
should
you
be
can
going
do
on
it, but
our
yeah,
road.
like I said, at some point you're not chucking it 100 feet, you know? So...
Right. No, it's
I hate to break it to you, but I can barely chuck 24% of an apple 100 feet.
well, for stabbing yourself in the gut, I would explain. I would expect.
I mean,
Okay.
we're not going to trebuchet it off into.
So my suggestion is we get a good night's sleep. We rest. We heal. You make sure you are mentally and magically. She looks to the magic people who know magic in this group. Prepared. And in the morning, we shall confront the god of the forest. Clearly, this is not something we wish to do at night.
No.
That sounds like a plan.
All right, so
Quick question: you don't have worms in your floor, do you?
she chuckles. No. There are very few things that would attempt to kill you in your sleep here.
Wait, what?
This place is great.
Very few?
There are a few things. Wait a minute.
Could you tell me what things would here attempt to kill us?
She just chuckles and shows you to basically, I mean, you saw what here. They've got this big kind of open room area. And then towards, on this part of the map, essentially the northwest is where you get into the cave area. So some are actually sleeping on wooden mats and such in the cave, and some are sleeping inside of the area by the fire itself. What do you wish to do? I mean, some of your time is being making this strange contraption with the crate and the gunpowder and all that sort of thing.
Right.
I'm
I'm
fine with
prepping
sleeping under a
the
table.
oil vessels and all that. I'll sleep on top of a table, but I also suggest that we set a watch, like we did, even though we're inside. We still should set a watch.
Are you just going to set a watch on the inside of the house?
Yes.
Somebody should go outside.
We're sleeping.
I'll go outside the door.
You're going to go outside the door. Okay. Which shift are you going to take?
Let's go first.
Wait a minute. You got the highest perception.
Yes. Maybe I. I do have
You take the mid watch.
mid watch. Okay, mid then. That's fine.
I'll take the first watch. But I want to be inside by the fire.
I'm going to try to spend as much time with the witch as possible.
And she
Ask
goes
her
into
about her hobbies.
No, she's not interested in talking to you. She goes back to the cave into a small room that actually has a little wooden door on it. Slams it behind her.
Do
and
the
falls asleep.
any of the young people talk
You can talk to them if you want.
about
to.
their lives?
Yeah,
their
they'll
hopes
tell
and
you a little
dreams,
bit.
their
Most of
fears.
them, if you're really asking, like, "Hey, kid, what happened to you?" Most of them tell you a story about how they were going to be sacrificed to the god of the forest. And so they chose, rather than be delivered to the god of the forest by the townspeople, by the Maximilian, by both. Some managed to escape before being brought in, and at which point the witch attempted to save as many of them as they could. And those who made it, and those who didn't became sacrificed to the god of the forest.
I tell them all I would choose the same, and I applaud their courage.
Harker.
I would want to talk with Bertree and find out more about her father and where he might go, and describe how he kind of disappeared and try to figure out where he might be.
She doesn't really want to talk about her father. Clearly she feels horribly betrayed, and just, I mean, it's awful what she went through. It's very
Worst
traumatic
dad
for her.
ever.
I mean, she's clearly traumatized about it. All she would say, though, is, I honestly couldn't say where he might be.
Well, if we were to find him, do you want us to put him out of his misery?
Do I want you to kill somebody for me? No.
You
I believe
don't.
it's probably a bit late for that.
I'm hoping if we kill this forest thing that maybe some of these people will,
Oh,
get better.
I mean, it
Yes,
seems like
but
a
I want-
philosophical question whether or not.
No, but I would
our
also be
father-
talking with the judge. It's like if we actually find him, then there's some questions that he needs to answer as far as the law and other stuff is.
Oh yeah, he's super going to
Lucrezia.
jail. Yes,
Lucrezia,
or other.
yes,
Lucrezia,
yes.
can you do me the favor, consider it first, of denouncing Maximilian as a representative of the Queen?
Oh, well, yeah. He's denounced. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with
And I'll
that.
go back to writing down a list of offenses.
Yes. Oh, yeah. He's especially
Yeah, but-
after this part. I mean, he was pretty much already. I didn't want to tell him because he seemed a little bit on edge. But
But you've now
Especially
publicly
we know why.
yes,
spoken.
I publicly, unequivocally denounced him.
Okay.
Harker,
Thank you.
you see when you walk outside, because of your,
Mhm.
you have dark vision, correct?
Correct.
That's what I thought. You see a bunch of shadows, similar to the one you fought in the barn,
Mm-hmm.
standing stock still, just staring and watching at the cabin.
Okay.
They're angry.
Glamdring, yes, we do this every week. This is the last night of this campaign, but we do it every week at 7 p.m. Eastern, Sunday nights.
Thank you.
So they're just standing there.
They are indeed.
And where exactly are they at?
Well, about where you see them on the map, they're outside of the gate. You only see them because, the house is
Right. Oh.
slightly upwards so that it can see over the gate.
I had to close one thing. The map was behind
Yep.
me. Sorry. Okay, gotcha. All right. So there's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Interesting.
You're just going to be like, hey.
I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? What's going on?
What's up?
Some jerks.
You all like shadowing stuff?
They
What's up?
all they do is just sit there and stare.
Yeah, figured. Creepy kids.
Oh wait, wrong series.
All right, unless you wish to do something,
Seeing I have nothing silver, no.
and you took the middle shift, so who's
Yep.
taking the third shift?
I can take the third.
You see
Yeah,
the
I was
children
gonna take the third
outside as well, just staring there. However, on the third shift, as the night turns to the morning, they disappear.
Like poof or walk
Yep.
away.
The second person to get up is the witch. Who's the first person to get up?
Not me.
Well,
I'm hitting the snooze alarm.
Since
or
I was
whatever
already
it is
up
in
for
my house.
the third shift inside.
Yeah, this is besides the people who are doing the watch?
I'll get up. Lucrezia will get up.
Okay.
5 more minutes.
If they get up and are starting to do things
So
inside the
Lucrezia-
cabin,
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, Lucrezia, you see an unattended open library, fireplace, and kitchen area. There are all the children mostly asleep by the fire and around the area. A few were in the caves, but they're all asleep. What would you like to do?
Somebody say library?
Oh, there's like some bookshelves and that
those
there.
bookshelves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will just kind of browse through the books, not pulling them out, but just reading the titles myself.
It's
See if there's anything interesting.
It's definitely not about worshiping the queen. It seems to be about demons and various worlds and monsters and spells, magic, potions.
Shocked, I say.
How to enchant, how to conjure, how to, kill.
Oh, so she has a healthy fiction section. Okay, that's good.
Well, I'm looking forward to waking up and perusing it myself then.
Well, I say the queen is the second person. So she wakes up and she goes, see anything that you like?
You mean the witch, not the queen, right?
The witch, yes. See anything that you like?
Oh, they all look very interesting. I would enjoy reading some of these at some point.
Well, help yourself to any book you wish.
Thank you.
Are you going to say anything, or what are you going to do?
I said thank you. Sorry.
Otherwise, she's starting to just basically make some quick gruel for everybody. It'll be hot, but it'll be gruel. And as people start to wake up, she goes, okay, today's the day we probably all die.
Yay!
So the first thing we're going to have to do is figure out how to get to the clearing. Does anybody have any ideas?
Follow the witch.
If I start walking through those woods, the trees will all be immediately starting to attack me. I can fend myself off of them somewhat, but not enough by myself to get to the clearing. We are talking about a third of a day's journey from here.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Okay, do you know, I'm still not clear, what exactly allowed us to pass through the woods
I don't know.
unpermitted?
I have an idea.
I mean,
What's your idea?
I'm thinking it has something to do with the apples, but not everyone imbibed of the apples.
No, we were in here long before anybody ate apples. So
Although you did, to be fair, get attacked
By
by
worms.
worms. Things crawling from the very earth itself to consume you.
that's true.
But that was before anybody consumed it.
True. I mean, I'm just saying. that counts.
But I mean, you said the very trees themselves would attack us and the shadow children would attack. It's like none of that happened, and I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, maybe we will just be able to
Well,
walk to this place.
one thing you might want to consider. Actually, someone just make a basic, you know what, passive perception will count. What was your mission at the time?
To find Bertree.
No, to find apples.
Oh, that's
And
true.
to
And-
kill the
No,
witch.
to find
And to kill the
Bertrand as
witch.
well as-
Yep.
Oh, and to kill the witch. So they perceived us as being on their side.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's just go out marching on about how we're gonna kill the witch.
Well, that's kind of hard if she's in the party with us, unless we act like we're going to put her to
Yeah.
death.
Well, she said she was staying here because she could fend them off to her. I mean, didn't she say she was staying here?
It's just delayed.
Well, unless somebody has some sort of a spell that can actually mask our true intentions. I mean, unless somebody's got a really high deception roll. I mean, I might be okay with that type of deception, but I don't know about anybody else.
I can find myself quickly across the room, and as she says the word across, she is literally across the room.
Wow.
So
Neat parlor trick.
Can you, get us there that way?
No, just myself. I'm sorry.
Even if we all hold hands and sing Kumbaya?
I can conjure air, earth, fire, water.
Can you make us undetectable to them?
I can create a fog to kill things, but that would not help us here.
I have a disguise kit. Could I disguise myself as a witch and you guys could lead me as if you're going to put me to death in this clearing we're headed towards?
Are
Yeah,
you
that's
sure
worth a
that would
try.
work? Because, I mean,
Now,
is it,
that is an interesting idea. Do you
I mean-
really have the means to look like me?
Well, I have a disguise kit. I certainly could come quite close. And any pointers, makeup tips, any herbs you might use?
Type of eyeliner, blush, that type of
I am assuming
cloak,
the
whatever.
god of the forest would know when I enter the woods, in the same way that I knew you entered my land. But it's worth a try.
Right now, I think it's the best thing we got.
yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
All right, so after...
Unless you can
So,
somehow have that
Makeover
fog-
montage.
80s
unless
guitar
you can somehow
solo.
make that fog, go in front of us, killing things as we're walking. That's
Two of you have a bucket and you're backing up together and you hit each other in the back. You turn around and chuckle as we cut to a different scene. All right, so you have got yourself looking pretty close. In particular, the witch realized that she could wear some other robes and you could wear her robes,
Excellent.
which helps quite a bit. And you're going to try to lead basically her/the witch to the clearing.
Like they kind of fake bind my hands.
Yeah. Okay. And
I mean,
what are you going to do? You would imagine of particular importance is what will you be doing and what will you be thinking as you cross over from the diseased part to the lush forest?
Oh, I will be thinking as hard as I can. We're going to sacrifice this evil witch to this beautiful forest
so we can fix the land.
so we can fix everything and go home.
And I'm going to be thinking quite earnestly, I hope I don't die.
That's easy for me. I'll just be thinking of various rules and regulations, like minutia.
Okay. All right.
It's not a bad thing to think about anyway.
Again, if I could have you all make a will save or a wisdom save.
What about a deception save?
Oh, God.
Somebody rolled a 1.
Oh, I rolled one in the tower.
I did too.
Yeah, I rolled mine there too.
So, Lantana, the issue is that you are thinking, when you cross the threshold, well, she can't pay taxes to us if she's dead.
Damn it.
Okay. Where exactly are we at right now?
So that is what I'm doing, is I'm getting you on the map, and I would like you to sort of give me a sense of where you are going to try to stage and where you're going to try to move on this large map.
Wow, it's huge. Okay.
Yep. Remember
Please explain.
where she... Now, you will be able to climb this wall area, but it will not be easy.
Oh, shoot.
But you can do it with like some rope and stuff. But it's, as you can see, what, about 10, 15 feet high? At least.
Okay.
What was that map called? I closed it out by accident.
Forest Campsite 1.
All right, thank you.
And this is by Marvelator, Mr. Valar. This was a freebie from the Fantasy Grounds forums.
Okay. So it's about 10 feet in one area, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's try to move towards there. I'm just going to pick a spot.
So you're going to stay on this side of the edge of the sort of rock face.
I mean, for now. Where are we actually headed?
Well, if you were to follow, remember that you can't get near any trees if you
Right.
are being spotted, as it were. She had suggested that you be up on the rock face, kind of over in this clearing area over here, far enough away from trees that you won't have to worry about being attacked, and high up above the layers below it.
Okay, so let's...
Okay,
And I'm
so we're
actually,
going
that's a good
left.
point. Let me actually bring her out, because she is with
There we go.
you as well. In addition, some, but not all, of her apprentices are there as well.
Where's that tough-looking woman? I like her. She looks like she could tackle an evil god barehanded.
Yeah, she's there. Bertree is not there. All right. So you're going to climb up the cliff.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
You,
Acrobatics roll?
yes, please.
And then, let's see.
The
since
witch just pops up, and so do the apprentices. They
port-
basically are, there's a slight poof and a little mist, and they appear on the top of the ridge.
a misty step up there. Let's see. So that's not that terribly tall. Matter of fact, I could probably just like grab it and pull myself up, and then start helping anyone else up.
All right, yeah, that'll work. So you've make a successful enough roll that you're fine, and you get up, and with everyone else's help, no one like completely fails. Tabiana, you struggle quite a bit to get up, but you do manage to.
I'm really short, too. I'm a halfling.
When you all get up, however, a whole bunch of kind of viney, I don't really have the right thing to show it, but a bunch of viney growth comes up around under the bottom of the ridge. I would not recommend going back in there.
Yeah, guys, I'm kind of liking the idea of just staying on the ridge.
Yeah. If we can.
All right. So at that point, the witch comes into the center of the clearing, turns around and says, "Are you ready?"
How are you going to call this thing, or is it just going to show up? Or
We will just simply let the deception be known.
well,
Well, I don't think
Oh,
I'm ever
yeah.
going to get any readier.
Now the deception's going to be known.
All right. So as soon as that is said, you hear
Wait,
a rattle
wait.
through the woods.
who
Tar,
has
too late.
the bag of, or the bucket of who has our bomb?
That's a good question. Who is the strongest of you, or who feels like they would be carrying it?
Would it be you, Maximilian?
I'm thinking Max or Harker.
I can carry the most.
No,
but I'm
not me.
the strongest.
I mean, you're going to be carrying it, so you could set it
Okay.
down.
My
And we'll say
strength
you
is
had a way to devise to get it up the ridge.
17.
You tied it
so-
up.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
can carry it, and someone else can deliver it. Would probably be the optimal way of doing that.
Okay.
Or I
no-
could just-
Well, who
nonetheless,
is
you're
the
carrying it.
strongest? I've got a 12 myself.
Lucrezia's 17.
Yeah, I've got a 12.
Okay, so first appears the Shadow Children again. Let's see if I put them. I go to. Let's see if I can think of this here.
To the tracker.
Yeah.
A wild shadow child appears.
Does music start?
Nope. But they do appear out of the ground there. Like I said, as soon as the deception of the witch is known that you are not there to actually
Do
kill
they
her.
appear from the tendrils, or are the tendrils separate? Or the viney things, or whatever?
Yeah,
they
the
are?
viney things were separate. It was it was the moment that deception came through that's what happened. And then the ground, the air grows dark, the wind begins to pick up, and the trees all around you start whipping. You fools will now die.
It's getting dark. I am going to quickly cast light on that skull, which I assume you still have.
I
Lantana?
don't at the moment because I'm kind of a witch.
Oh, right. You don't even have it in your backpack?
Nope. What are you going to use? I'm going to give you one chance to light this thing before we roll for initiative.
Use my pick.
Okay, I will cast light on the pick.
Okay.
Okay, your pick is now light. Roll for initiative.
Okay.
Oh.
Actually, just a second. Hang off on that. Well, yeah, that should be fine. I need to get these people in there and everything.
That's not looking good, y'all. 1, 1, 1, 1.
Yay, look
Remember, I can't do anything to these shadow people, so I'm not going to do anything.
Dude, you're kind of like holding for shooting duty.
I'm waiting for the bomb.
We want to make sure he shows.
Just for my own
Manning the
benefit,
crystal.
it is my understanding that you're not seeing the monsters in the combat tracker yet. Is that correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Oops.
Probably too much to hope for that we're not seeing them in the combat tracker because they all got scared and ran away when they saw us.
Yeah, I would imagine that is too much to hope for.
Bummer.
Keep holding on to that. Keep holding on to that.
Think happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts.
So let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20.
Okay, make sure.
Checking my range.
Let's see. I think I have one too many here. That's okay. I won't get rid of this one.
Oh, even better.
Things you never want to hear your DM say. I have too many monsters, but that's okay.
Okay.
It's fine.
It'll be fine.
We got a
Everything's going
bomb.
to
What's
be
the worst that
all
could happen?
right.
And the god of the forest is in that tree as well. Make sure I put that in there.
Yay.
Oh, here we go. This one.
These shadows are undead, correct?
Well, they're, at least according to what you fought in the barn, they sure appear to be.
They're slightly dead.
All right, so we are doing
Mostly.
round 1.
How far away are we from these things?
Each step is 5 feet, so quite a ways away.
Okay.
It's hard to see the grid.
Yeah, it's so huge. It's hard to.
Well, if you zoom in, you should be able to zoom in,
Yeah.
right?
Mouse will zoom in.
Yeah.
Let me just adjust because I'm not right on a square. There we go.
Like I say, it is an open clearing and a long ways to go. So, that was deliberate so that the trees couldn't really reach you very easily. And what appears to be the great tree is this tree-looking thing, who's actually only a quarter the size he should be. He should be the regular size. There we go. Yeah, okay. A little bit bigger.
Oh,
Yeah.
he looks mean.
Yep.
He's angry.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he said 5 more minutes, and somebody said, "No, you have to wake up now."
You can thank an internet Google image search, copyright-free imagery, for Evil Tree for this particular one.
Nice.
And, we're at the top of the order, so what you gonna do?
Okay. Well, I was gonna turn, but they're too far away. So
I would
It's
hold off
almost
on
like they
turning
didn't
anyway.
want to just sort of get in front of your
right.
death rays.
So okay. I guess I will. So there's 3 creatures above the tree. 3 shadow creatures.
I say you call the god out. I say, come on, face us.
There's more than 3. You see at least 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, 5. I will step forward and say, "Be gone from these woods by the order of the queen."
Okay. Next turn.
There's nothing. I can't get close enough.
Yes,
Actually,
they run in fear. No, they don't run in fear. They're fine.
Wait, what is the range on a crossbow?
It's pretty far. I would need to look it up, but
Range 30 to 120.
It should be at least 120.
Okay. So then I will also, before my turn is up, shoot at, why not, the tree. Ooh. Did you get that? Did it go onto the tree? It was a 20.
No, wait, no, I didn't get that. What did you do?
I rolled a crossbow attack onto the tree and rolled a 20.
And it didn't take?
It didn't take.
Try putting it on the tree again. Because I pulled it. I thought I pulled it from the combat tracker.
Drag it from chat onto the tree.
My
From the
20?
game chat, yeah.
Yeah, drag your 20 over to the tree and see what happens.
Okay, hold on. Trying to uncover things with the map. Well, it didn't show up. Okay,
All right,
fine.
let me try this again then. Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. That was a bigger looking guy. All right, because I pulled it from the combat tracker now. Now it should work.
Okay. Well, I guess I just have to re-roll.
Yes, please.
You made it,
we killed it.
Peter!
Oh, wait.
It was a 20.
A natural
You
20?
made it 20
It was a
times.
natural 20, yes.
Oh, it was a natural
Yeah.
20. Okay, well, you hit it.
Yeah.
You hit it, so roll fine. Okay. Roll damage.
Can you not grab it from the in-game chat to the tree? Because that's how you can...
Yeah, I didn't see that, though. I
couldn't
just
see
see
it.
turn Lucrezia Stormfoot in my chat. But that's
Yeah,
fine.
It just rolled onto
Yeah.
the screen.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll give it to you. It's a crossbow bolt. It'll be
Yeah.
fine. So
So do I roll
the
2?
the damage right on the tree there. Yeah. It'll deter. Yes, 2.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to roll it because it's not
Yeah.
going to know it was a crit because it didn't
Yeah.
count.
Okay. And now it is. Your turn is done. So, if you will hang on.
But she just shot that and it hit that.
Yeah, did it seem to take that?
Yeah, it did. So at least I can peg that a couple times.
45, 50,
Save an arrow for the bomb.
Yes, but is there any way to actually lock him into that tree so he can't like port to a different tree?
25, 100.
See.
5, 10,
I don't know.
Okay, Lucrezia,
Yes.
you need to make a DC 13 Charisma saving throw.
Oh.
Hey, it's something you got proficiency in.
Do I do that from the left column or the save column? Okay. Let's see. You want that in the tower?
No, you can roll it publicly. I told you it's a DC 13.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Very good. A beam of light shoots from a tree up behind and back to the left of the Shadow Children, strikes you, but nothing happens.
Y'all see that?
Indeed, we did.
And let's see. 3. Okay, so then the second one goes against the witch and is ineffective. And another ray hits you, Corky. I need you to make a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw. All right. A beam hits you, and you are fine as well. Okay, so that part of the combat is done.
Can't wait to see what happens when I fail to save.
I guess I
Next
could
up-
glided through that, but I didn't
Let's see.
think of it.
See what their movement speed is. 40 feet. Okay. The Shadow Children converge. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
They can just hop over the wall like that?
Yes, they are basically insubstantial.
Yeah, they're shadows.
Oh, I didn't
Cullen
even see that
again?
one. He was so light.
And this one actually is able to reach you, Lucrezia, and is going to do an attack. I hope I have this working right. Let's see. I think I pulled him from the combat tracker, but just in case, we'll find out here in a second. Okay, so it is making an attack on Lucrezia. That is a miss.
How you like them apples?
Yeah. Tried to basically thrash at you with its claws. And next is going to be another one of the shadows. It's going to... actually, already moved. Maximilian. It is your turn.
Okay. 1 second here. Started to look something up a little bit later than intended. Just need to see what kind of action this is. It's a bonus action. Oh, all right. So I will start by using my Hexblade Curse upon the God of the Forest. And I've already got that set up. So let's see. So that'll go on him. And that'll go on him. And that'll go on me. As I declare the enemy of the queen, move 30 feet forward. Actually, I guess the corner will do it. And then I guess I'll swing at him. So let's see.
With what?
My magic pick, which
Okay.
is also the light source.
Okay.
So yeah, +5. Let's see if that did everything. So +2 again. Actually, it didn't. So that would actually be a 15 on there, if that makes any difference.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you go into a thick bark that's just been weathered for hundreds and hundreds of years. Does virtually nothing. All right. Where did I put the combat tracker?
Talking is always a free action at any time, right?
So Maximilian, actually, are you done with your turn?
Yep.
Okay, then can you change to the next turn? Next actor?
There we go.
All right, so it is one of these shadows. They moved. All the other ones moved except for the ones that were near you. Corky, you're up.
All right. I'm trying to move within 30 feet of the tree there. I'm not exactly sure where that is because I can't quite see.
Look at the rock wall part.
there.
That makes it a little bit easier to see.
Yeah, it is a little hard to see, unfortunately. I wonder if there's a way I can make it more visible.
I think that'll work.
Is it better as
And
X's?
then-
I was okay with the boxes actually.
Okay.
Maybe zooming in helps too. If you're zoomed out, it's almost impossible to see.
No, I did. I zoomed in, and it's still kind of hard to see because it's kind of a greenish line on a
Yeah.
greenish field or a grayish.
But I'm
line.
also
It's
I'm also not particularly picky.
No,
about
that's
it.
okay. I'm good. I'm within range, which is fine.
Yeah.
So then I want to do a throw a radiant sunbolt on the shadow that's attacking Lucretia.
Okay. Boom. Did you roll it on it?
I did, but I'm not sure if it.
All right.
I was zoomed in far.
If you control click the token, it'll set it as your target. If that helps anybody.
Yeah.
So then,
That's
like,
actually
you can just click on whatever the effect is, and it'll go to that target.
Here, let me just.
Now it actually
since it
shows me
hasn't taken-
distance if I control click, but it doesn't actually make it a target apparently.
Let me bring it up from the combat sheet here, just in case. There we go. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm just gonna quick replace these guys since none of them have taken damage yet. Roll again on the thing if you would.
Says it hit. Nine points of damage.
Boom. It definitely is not feeling great.
Did it run away from me, or is it still in front of me?
Oh no, it's definitely still ready to attack.
Yeah, you kind of have him up.
You shifted him, so
Yeah,
Oh, did I? Oh, okay.
yeah,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, there we go.
yeah. There we are.
Okay. Next turn.
I'll end my turn.
Yep, the shadows, they all moved except for the one here this turn, so I just did it as a group. Tabiana?
Oh, Shadow 5 does not get a turn?
Nope.
Cool.
The turn was the double movement that they all came in at. Except for the one that attacked Lucrezia, because that shadow child was close enough.
I am going to, since nobody needs healing yet, I am going to cast a Scorching Ray. Let me drag my map a little so I can actually drag this over there. I am going to try casting Scorching Ray on the tree. The big, nasty tree. Oh, it was almost an 18. Darn it. And I am going to sigh, throw up my hands, and end my turn.
Maybe move a little closer.
No.
I see my little
It's not gonna help me roll
sparkle
any better.
friend.
Oh,
And I'm gonna move up to be near my sparkle friend. Go at him with my silvered rapier.
Boom.
What? These shadows resist silver. That's a bummer.
Maybe they learned from
Oh, you're
last time.
talking undead?
Yeah. Well, that's the shadow for you. All right.
And I'm gonna disengage at the end of my turn.
Okay. Move back 5 feet then.
You're going to give Cedric Diggory an attack of opportunity?
Nope. That's the
Disengaging
point of
avoids that.
disengage.
Ah.
All right. Now it is the god of the forest turn.
Dun, dun.
All right. So first off, Maximilian, it is going to do a branch attack. Basically try to pierce through your middle.
Like you do.
Treat you like a bunny.
And you manage to dodge it aside. It follows through with a grasping attack. And hits.
As a reaction,
Yes. Okay. What's that reaction?
it's a hellish rebuke.
Aha. Okay. Okay.
Fire.
Okay. So it did have some fire. However, you now need to make a, let's see, DC 17 intelligence saving throw.
Ugh. I'm gonna use my inspiration that you gave me earlier.
Okay.
Since it's not my turn, I can't give him guidance, can I?
Oh, one short.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. You are now grappled. The branches have curled around you. And
Okay.
now the
Tree
next thing,
hugger.
the next thing it is going to do is point to you, Corky, and cast Levitate. One
Wow.
creature object of your choice remains suspended up to 20 feet in the air for the duration. An unwilling creature must succeed a Constitution saving throw to be unaffected.
Okay.
So if you would make a con save. $14. I don't think it actually gives the DC.
I'm sure the DC was no more than 13. I tried,
I think
Corky,
it
okay?
might be a little higher than that.
Well, he said make it, so I'm assuming that makes it.
Did not make it. So you are
Oh, okay.
suspended. You fly about 20 feet up into the air.
Whee!
Now it is the witch's turn.
Oh, she's not on the tracker.
No, she isn't. I'm having a hard time figuring out how to get her on the tracker too, but I'm trying. Oh no, she is on the tracker, but you can't see her because I didn't make her visible.
Ah, I am also AFK for like 2 minutes.
There we go. Okay. So the witch is going to cast Conjure Elemental and conjure a fire elemental.
Nice.
Let's see, fire elemental.
Best elemental, 4 out of 5 with element again.
All right. Actually, let me add it to here. Make it visible, and then add it to the map. There we go. Okay, and that is the witch's turn. So it is now Harker's turn.
All right. I am Going to, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Move to here. Attempt to shoot an arrow at the tree. And I have hit said tree.
Okay. Yep. I took damage.
Yep,
so I
should have been
think-
8. Yep.
Yep. So now we are round dos. Tabiana. Who is AFK for a few minutes. I'm going to hold Tabiana's turn then until she gets back. Fire Elemental is going to rush up against the Shadow Child that was by Lucrezia and attack it. 2 touch attacks.
He's listed as hostile towards us.
I know. I don't know how to... Oh, actually, you know what? There's a way
You
I
just
can do
click
that.
that little crown thing
Yeah.
there.
There we
There
go.
we go.
I can do that for the
Well,
witch, too.
same with the witch too. So
Yeah. All right. Excellent. Okay. So let me
Oops,
see.
forgot to unmute my
Did I
mic.
just do that attack?
But I'm back.
The shadow hit. So did.
and what happened to the witch's apprentices that were?
I'm working on them.
Okay, no worries.
They are
just
not.
wondering.
They are not actually going to be on the combat tracker. I'm going to kind of work them independently because they are basically
No worries.
non-combatant children. They're doing the best they can, but they're not fighters.
They're cheering us on.
Yeah. All right. So the second attack on the shadow is a hit. And it is dead.
Ooh.
All right. Next up is one of the shadow's turns. The shadow in particular is...
Unconscious.
Yeah, the dead one, actually. Never mind. So let me get rid of it. All right. The next thing is going to attack is something that you don't... Let's see. Where the rays came from. Shoots 3 more rays. Let me double check the distance here. Like, say, between you and Lantana.
I was able to check this inspire, holding control down and clicking on one guy.
Oh, yeah. Control down and click. It's not actually cyan.
Okay, well, like might be different for PCs.
Yeah, it must be.
and PCs.
All right, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay, it's fine. Lantana, you are struck with a ray. You need to make a DC 13 strength saving throw.
This is gonna go well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no! And you are shoved back 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And this apprentice falls down with you. Make an athletics check. And otherwise you take, let's see, that'd be 10, 20, 30 feet of falling damage.
Oh no!
Dope.
That's two.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen someone actually roll a 0.
Okay, player's handbook. Let me look up
I told you I wasn't buff.
combat. Falling. Let's see what falling damage is. The environment.
I've taken quite a bit of falling damage.
1d6 bludgeoning for every 10 feet, so at 30 feet you would take 3d6.
Do you want me to roll it on myself?
Yeah, sure, that'd be fine.
Oh, I didn't roll on myself. Let me just roll in the box.
Yeah.
It could
Oh,
have been
sure.
a lot.
Now you roll a 6.
And remind me again what your armor is?
15.
No, but what are you wearing?
Oh, it's let me check. It's leather or studded leather.
Studded leather or leather? Kind of makes a difference when you're falling on somebody after dropping 30 feet.
Oh.
Scrolling. Oh, it's leather.
Keep those guts a scrolling.
And did you have, like, something on your back? Extra weapons or anything like that?
Well, I don't know what count. I mean, I have the blunderbuss, and I have some daggers somewhere.
You have some daggers
those
somewhere.
I'd say
Okay.
those are on the belt, not the back.
Yeah, those are most likely off my belt.
Okay.
It depends, because I had the rapier in my hand, so it depends on where the blunderbuss is.
So with the big crutch, you feel her ribs cracking underneath you. However, she is alive.
Oh, and she kind of broke my fall, huh?
Meanwhile, another bolt hits the witch ineffectively, and a third one hits you, Tabiana. DC 13 con saving throw.
I see why people have kids now.
To break their fall.
Aw, come on.
All right. You are stunned for 1 minute. You can repeat the saving throw at the start of each of your turns.
Okay.
All right. Next.
Yeah.
And also, you see something in the tree this time as you were following the beams. It's some kind of monstrous creature. Looks like some kind of fire casting eyes, big brain. Truly hideous.
Can I say anything to my
Yeah.
teammates here?
Yep.
Guys, I can't move, but there's a big scary monster with fiery eyes in the tree.
All right, next one is this shadow, which is going to move up to you again and attack you, Lucrezia.
All right.
Sorry, you're the one that's closest, so. Missed, and yeah, that's that. Missed. All right. Next up is the twin brother of the... He looks exactly like the shadow that was in the barn, as a matter of fact. And he
We
runs,
especially want to kill him.
potentially a twin, and
my
attacks,
brother.
gets
He'll
into
kill
a
my brother.
fight with the witch's apprentice right here. Lantana, what are you going to do?
Well, I would try to run back up that hill. I guess I have to do an athletics check or something.
Yeah. It'd basically take your entire turn to climb back up. But make an athletics check. Man, you were just struggling. You mostly get up, but you're not quite there yet. So at the end of at your next turn, you'll be up, and you'll be able to attack or cast, but you can't move anymore. And the witch's apprentice is still laying on the ground. Remember, you fell on her body, and remember what I had said was on the ground there?
Oh yeah. Are there like vines? Worms maybe too?
Yeah.
She'll be okay. Kids are really resilient.
Oh, God.
She'll bounce.
Yeah. Just shake it off.
Yeah.
Shake it off, dear.
Rub some dirt on it, you'll be fine.
If I recall, though, they
Just
were
a
able to
flesh
basically
wound.
teleport to the top of the ridge, so maybe
Yeah.
you can do that too.
All right. The god of the forest has got you in its grasp, so is just going to do damage with both of its spear attacks.
Okay.
It's got me flying too.
28
And-
points of damage.
Just a
Wow.
tickle.
I'll use a reaction to use my Stone's Endurance, which there's no way for me to click it, so it's D12 plus my con modifier of damage I don't take.
Okay.
Nice.
Bam!
So you take
15 less.
Okay, great. Great. All right, so you can just oh, actually, what would that put you? You're 15 less, so instead of at 28, you're at 23, 13. Can you adjust your hit points? Oh no, I can maybe do it on the combat tracker.
Yeah, combat tracker.
Yeah.
Would this be a good time to ask where the bomb is?
It's on me.
Yes.
Oh, so we can just shoot at him.
For some reason, it's not letting me. Oh, it's because I don't have numlock on.
So Max, there is a way to.
Pebcac. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. So,
There
nonetheless,
is a way to add like a power, and then you just basically have a heal setting that you can actually do to heal yourself, and you can set that up for your whatever that.
Yeah, it's complicated because it, unlike a heal, it interrupts. And then
however, now I have got the other attack, which is its jaws open wide and crush around your head.
They are.
Hit. So you take 55 points of damage.
Uh-oh.
Or, actually, what does it say here? Yeah, 44, because I rolled rather than did the minimum. And so now you are dying.
Can we see where the bomb is on his body?
You had been carrying it, so presumably you set it on the ground. Because you couldn't very well have been swinging your attacks in that while holding a crate full of gunpowder.
Like where at on the ground?
I guess I'm kind of flexible on it. Let's say sort of by where you are, Corky.
I would assume he would have taken it with him up to the tree and basically just dropped it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figure it's in the square I'm in, since I'm actually in the middle of the tree.
Well, I'll put it one behind you, but sure, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds fine. We'll just call it that. Nonetheless, you are currently below 0 hit points.
I'm
Yep.
sure he's going to be fine. And he did a really good job getting the bomb where it needs to be.
Just
All right.
a flesh wound.
Yeah,
Parker,
but
it is your
Hey,
turn.
Hang on. Hold on.
he's kind of in my way right now.
Hold on. Hold on. I was levitated till the end of his round, right? So now
No, you were just levitated. Let's see. Levitate lasts for concentration. So yes, you are still being levitated. You can make a con saving throw to break out of it.
no, I'm. It's not my turn yet, so that's fine. I
Yeah.
didn't know if I was still levitated or if
Yep.
basically he turned it off and trying to drop me or.
Nope. At this point, it's still there. It is your turn, Harker. What are you going to do?
I really want to shoot that bomb, but
Do it.
What's more
Our
important here?
friend is true.
You just saw the tree's toothy, sharp, woody, teethy maw crunch upon Maximilian's upper third.
What would the queen want you to do?
Chaotic neutral. Can I see the bomb on the ground?
Yes. I wonder if there's a way I can get an object or something for this thing.
The pin?
Tell me how you want me to try to roll that thing.
Just roll an attack roll. We'll see how you do.
Okay. Just not on anything, just in the...
Yep.
All right. Here we go.
That's good. What did you roll?
19.
19. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just going to use this little mimic.
That'll work.
Gabonk. And it explodes, sending 30-foot radius of stuff all the way around. So singes the fire elemental, Corky, and Maximilian. With, let's see, how many charges did we say was in there? You said you put all of yours together?
Yeah, pretty much everything.
So none of you had, and you each had about 12 shots worth?
I had 11.
All
Yeah,
right,
I had
so,
11.
and how many of you are there? There's 6. So let's say about 50 rounds, and each one, so about 50 D12. If you could roll that, please.
I'm so glad I didn't move forward.
Oh my god. All right.
Guys, remember, I am just a cleric. I can't heal stupid.
No, what would the queen do?
And I will let you roll for damage of 50 D12 on the Great Tree.
All right. Yeah, for some reason it's not letting me.
So if you go to the D12, and then, let's see, it's I forgot how you add to it. Do you remember?
Yeah, I can.
Scroll wheel.
It's only let me roll 20 for some
No,
reason.
you can once you got it clicked, you should be able to use as long as you don't release it, you should be able to use the scroll wheel to.
All right, hold on. Let me try this again. Hold on.
What do you mean the scroll wheel? I'm not seeing
Mouse scroll wheel.
Yeah, it's not doing it for me.
Yeah, hang on.
Man, 3
Either way, you could do 20, 20, and 10 if you wanted to.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, here's 20. Here's 20. And here's 10.
With
I'm not seeing any
a
numbers,
massive explosion.
This was a great plan.
I'll take that death save fail.
You are. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to allow you to have a death
Sorry
save there,
about the collateral
Maximilian.
damage.
You are absolutely destroyed in the blast.
You know, chaotic neutral after all.
You were,
I mean-
after all, unconscious. It's not like you could have done much to protect yourself. However, the great tree is also blown up into shrapnel. Splinters fling all the way across. Every one take 5 points of various splinter and force damage and things like that from the explosion. And the god of the forest is gone.
So everybody takes 5 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Do you want us to just give that to ourselves, or?
Yeah,
I
it's
was gonna
fine.
ask.
Yeah, just do it to yourself if you want. It's fine. All right, so now it is the Shadows here's turn. It is going to move and attack the fire elemental. And hit with a little bit of damage. Next up is the witch. What is the witch going to do?
Go, witch. Go,
Oh my
witch.
gosh. I didn't even think about that. What is the witch going to do? The witch is going to
Even
cast...
wonder.
Let's see. How about 90 feet? Okay. Mind creature, your time is done. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, and then there'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Okay, so I'm going to do a double movement and run down there. Next up is Corky. You were in the blast. What did you do for damage? Did you make a I don't know. Do you have an inspiration point? Nope, you don't.
Nope, I used it earlier.
Let's see. You are, however, a monk. So, deflect missiles. How's that work? All right. Why don't you take an athletics check or acrobatics or something like that, martial arts check of some kind? $20, good enough. You flip out of the way, and although you kind of go with the force, so although you're on your back, 5 feet backwards, you are okay.
And I'm still flying, or am I falling?
Yeah, that's right. You're. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, you fell. Good point. You were 20 feet up in the air, so you will take 2d6 damage.
Do you have slow fall?
I do indeed. So I would use my reaction to do slow fall, which would take 20 points off of the falling damage.
Awesome. So you fall back to the ground. All right. Next turn. Shoot, where did the combat trigger go? There we go.
Well, do I still get to attack or what?
Well, no, you fell to the ground and
Okay,
you got hit
so
by the you got blasted back by the explosion and fell to the ground.
Nope,
however, you are standing up and you are not hurt.
no
Next
problem.
shadow is going to move up to Lucrezia. They are just after you, Lucrezia. I guess they're
Well,
sad
no.
that basically what you have is screaming, gurgling demon children, possibly corrupted children that have been taken from the god of the forest,
See,
and took a
now
swipe
might
at
be
you
a
and
time to
missed.
Yes.
Lucrezia, what are you going to do?
All right, we are going to turn the faithless. Let me find it. Hold on. It works within everything within 30 feet of me, which gets Shadow 4, Shadow 3. What's this other one right in front of me? Is that 6? No, Shadow 5. 4, 3, and 5. And 6. Do you want me to roll just one time
Yeah, that's fine.
into the regular
Sure,
the chat window?
that's fine.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
pretty open
actually-
about these rolls. It's fine.
I think they make saves.
Oh, okay. So they have to save Wisdom
Okay.
DC 13. So basically, what it does,
And within what distance?
it's within 30 feet.
Okay.
If they can hear me and I'm screaming, so I hold up my holy symbol and I scream some words. They're turned for 1 minute or until they take damage, so they must move away. They can't be within 30 feet of me, and any true form that is concealed by illusion, shape-shifting, or other effect is revealed.
Okay, so what kind of save do they need to make?
Where was it? Wisdom, DC
Wisdom.
13.
Okay.
And it should be on all the ones.
All right,
kind of
the
around.
one made it. Let's see, did this one? Did not make it and is turned, the kind of bluish one. And then Shadow 4 here also made it. So only one of them is turned, and that is kind of the bluish one. And it just needs to run away, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anything else?
See, that's just a regular action, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So you've still got a bonus and a move.
Okay. I will That
Well, depending on where she moves, she might get an attack of opportunity, though.
Yeah.
On.
I'll step back 5 feet. Is there a body? Is there any left of Maximilian?
Well, you just had the blast go off, so there's a bunch of smoke and smell, and everyone's kind of deafened, to be honest.
Okay. Well, I'll
But-
just back up 5 feet then.
Yeah. I mean, you do feel something wet on your armor. You hope it's not Maximilian.
Oh. Yuck.
You can bury your armor later.
It could be worse. It could be worms again.
Yeah, it could be worse. Could be me.
This shadow is going to attack you, Corky. With a scream, the child bites into your ankle and misses. Actually, doesn't miss, but
Yeah,
your armor
ankle
is
biter.
thick enough that it doesn't actually pierce your skin, despite with its ghoulish nature.
Well,
Maximilian, I am sorry to say that you are tiny pieces of particles. Now, you are, however, do still have a conscience. You feel, at the moment of death, something is wrong. Something feels wrong. Is the last thought of what's left of your kind of brain synapses before you pass on.
Okay.
The fire elemental is going to attack the ghoul.
The ghoul?
And hit for bunch of damage, partially resisted. Okay. Shadow is going to attack and slice in two, like ghostly claws, the apprentice wizard here. She falls with a scream. Let's see. The other one. Oh, okay, yeah, we actually started a new turn, that's why. Okay, so this fire elemental is going to attack you again, Corky. And missed. Next up is this
Shadow.
this other shadow, which is going up to you, Lantana, and is going to attack.
Lucrezia.
Or not Lucrezia, sorry. And is going to attack. It's like all the children, they don't like you for some reason. Why? Is there some reason that children wouldn't like you?
Probably.
What do you think it might be?
I
Do you have
didn't eat the apple.
Do you have a story? You didn't eat the apple. That's true. That's true.
I thumbed my nose at their apple.
Speaking of which, there's the apple bits that were also blown up in that.
All right, Lantana, you are now back up at the top of the cliff.
Okay, I want to see Lantana try to assess 24% of all these bits flying around.
Oh, yeah, those are ashes. I don't think I see anything. I do see.
Apple
I do
bits.
see the sparkly guy over there. I'd like to try to attack him again.
Okay.
That's a
You hit?
hit. Partially resisted. I'm really sad that the little apprentice is dead now, though,
Yep.
because that would have got me flanking.
Actually, there is no flanking really in 5th edition. It's sort of
Like
strange.
with it would have qualified for sneak
Yeah.
attack.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah. All right, so once again, 3 rays come out from the tree.
What?
One hits
Other tree.
you, Lantana.
Other tree where the mind witness is.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's only 85. Oh, okay. Oh, if I click on you and then click on me, it'll tell you how far away it is. All right, so make a dexterity saving throw.
I just need a dexterity save.
Yes, you need to make a DC 13 dex save.
Okay. I have a better shot of this. I'm feeling really good.
You
I'm
made
feeling
it.
better.
Nice. Also, Tabiana, you need to make a strength saving throw.
Strength. Really?
Yep.
Really? Okay, what's my damage?
You don't have damage, but you too are now flying up in the air at 20 feet.
Whee!
And then
That's lovely.
finally, let me
High for a
see if you're
halfling.
within distance, Corky. Nope. Let's see. Why is it not?
I'm picturing the kobold levitate trick on the kobold cosmetic pets.
Okay, well you're still within the range. All right, so you need to make a DC 13 intelligence saving throw or take 27 psychic damage.
Ooh. Damn.
She was also held. Did she get another throw to try to break me?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Do I roll again to see if I broke the...
Not on your next turn, you will, yes.
Ah.
But Corky, you need to make that saving throw. DC 13 intelligence. And you make it. All right, so, yeah, it says or take. All right, so that's that. And the thing is going to be done with its turn. Next up is this shadow, who is attacking the fire elemental. And misses. Next up is the witch, who is going to, let's see. Up to 90 feet, is going to cast Avard's Black Tentacles on the Mind Witness.
Ooh.
See, witches are cool.
Right? Glad she's on our side. Aren't you glad we
Yeah.
didn't attack her back at the house?
I'm so glad we didn't try to kill her.
I know, right?
All right, and so now it is Tabiana's turn.
And I am floating up in the air, so I think about all I can do is try to make my saving throw against
Correct.
the hold thing.
Yep.
That's Dex or Acrobatics, or what was that?
It was...
Or Wisdom?
Strength.
Of course, it had to be Strength. I'm still
Nope,
held.
you are still held. Corky.
Okay. If I can see which one this is. The shadow over by the apprentice.
Yep.
I'm going to cast a light. Radiant Sunbolt.
All right. Nice. I'm going to assume that hit. Yep. It's on Shadow 4, correct? Yeah.
It's the one down by the apprentice.
Oh, okay.
I can't tell which one it is.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, that's
not
fine.
coming up for me.
Which... Oh, the... Which one?
Those are
Oh,
both
I think those are
apprentices.
both apprentices.
Yeah, those are both apprentices. Yeah.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
They've just been concentrating and trying to... Well,
In
we'll
that
see.
case, it would be on Shadow 5.
Okay. All right, so 8 points of damage on Shadow 5. All right.
Just a second.
Oh, sorry. Did you have something else you need to do?
Yeah, I'm going
Okay.
to spend 1 key point, and as a bonus action, throw 2 Radiant Sunbolts on Shadow 3. And 1 hit, 1 miss. And then that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Maximilian, I just sent you a whisper. And I'm going to send you another one here if I can make that happen. You are back in ghostly form, and you feel the rest of the party sees you coming back as kind of an ethereal presence, screaming in pain.
He's fine.
He's definitely not fine, but his spirit appears trapped in the woods and in extreme pain. I'm going to give you sort of an option to see what you might feel you could do, Maximilian, in a ghostly form that could potentially...
I was trying to send you a whisper. How do I say this?
That's fine. I don't know how you send a GM a whisper. I clicked on your character portrait and it just let me.
Okay.
/W maybe?
I did a /W space capital DM space whatever you wanted to do, but then whatever you wanted to whisper. But then I had to do it twice for some reason. Or no, I think it was GM, not DM. Golf.
Yeah, GM.
Like,
and capitalization might matter.
might.
Yeah, that's how it worked.
Oh, right. Still, that's what you hear as you are coming back into your presence.
Okay.
Is there something you want to do?
Move this way.
Okay. I'll let you make a double movement if you want, and that'll be your turn. All right. It is time for this shadow to come around and attack you, Tabiana.
No.
Since you are in the air. I don't actually know how to do advantage on. Actually, I think I do. Advantage.
Just hit the little advantage button. Yeah.
Missed. Nonetheless, with a big slash. All right. Lucrezia.
Alrighty. I need to attack shadow number 5. Rapier. And hit. You know what? I'm gonna smite.
Oh, nice. Good call.
Bam.
Come back here that I might smite thee.
And you destroyed it.
Yes.
Nice.
Anything else on your turn?
You children need to take a nap.
Where's our bard when we need one?
All right, Harker.
All right, I'm going to do a double movement to go up there by the witch and Maximilian.
Okay.
Well, the ghost of Maximilian.
Well, yeah.
The ghost of Maximilian, past, present, or future?
All right, so we are at the start of the next round. Remind me again who all ate an apple. My understanding is it was you, Harker.
Yep.
And it was definitely you, Lantana. You just had a little tiny bite, Tabiana. And Corky...
Did not partake.
Okay.
I had
2.
I had 2 if it matters.
Yeah, you threw it to... So, all of a sudden, Harker...
So I think Lucretia and I were the only 2 that did not have any.
Maximilian did not either.
Yeah, right. Except
But he's
that...
dead.
Yeah. So, Harker, you feel
Undead.
something very... Almost like a, if you've had, like, a really upset stomach, but something is almost... Felt like it was squirming inside of your guts. And Tabiana, all of a sudden, you had a little twig in your mouth.
A little twig?
Yep.
Can I spit it out?
Yep.
Tui!
And you too, Lantana, you're feeling all of a sudden like something's roiling in your stomach.
Maybe I should have eaten 1.52 apples.
The shadow is going to continue to attack the fire elemental here. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And it hit. Nice. Damage the fire elemental. The witch cheers. We did it! You did it! You did it! And is going to cast, let's see, Avard's again on... Actually, no, it was already casting it on the Mind Witness, so remind me what happens on her turn? No, it's on its turn, right. And is just concentration or not? Yeah, concentration. So, can it cast Fireball as well? Yes, because it's not a concentration spell. All right, so the witch is going to cast Fireball at the creature there. Let me see. Where did I put her now?
I'm kind of glad that I'm floating 20 feet in the air because it gives me a much better view.
Oh, let me actually move it here.
You have stuff you can just start chucking at them.
Let's see. Fireball. Here we go. Okay. Target wants to make a dex throw. And succeeds. So unfortunately, what happens on that? Half as much on that. So it should be auto-calculated. 24. Okay. And continues to move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Lantana.
I'm assuming I can still attack.
Yes, your stomach is roiling.
Well, I'm gonna keep on the shadow.
All right, damaged it. Anything else?
Got any tums?
No. No, that's it for me.
Okay, and that Shadow 5 is actually dead, so let me get rid of that. So Lucrezia.
Okay, so there's still Shadow 6 and Shadow 4 near me.
Yep.
Okay. I will move Shadow 4. And totally miss him.
Okay.
Because I'm distracted by everything that's going on.
So actually, I need to look up one thing here again real quick with the which was Avard's. If it's in the turn, it takes 3d6 bludgeon. Start with that. Alright, so it's taken some further damage. It is going to shoot rays at the people running toward it. So the first, the witch, although it just bounces off. The second will be actually Maximilian. It seems to try to hit you. Make a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Good grief.
You are afraid. You see it not just in the mortal plane, but the plane of death as well. And you don't want to get near it right now. So basically, you're feared for a turn. And then Harker, you need to make a DC 13 Dex saving throw.
And this is when I die.
You made it.
Oh.
So you're fine. All right. Next up is the twin brother of the person you killed in the barn. He says, "He was my brother. He was my best friend."
He sparkled.
And missed. All right. Corky?
Hey, just wondering if that apprentice that's down below managed to get herself up, or is she still the one that fell off the ridge that, you know?
You can't actually see down there. You don't know what's happened.
She's
fair enough.
fine.
All right, I'm going to attack Shadow 4 with my quarter two-handed style.
All right.
And then as a bonus action, do an unarmed strike.
And unfortunately missed. All right. So the shadow will attack back with a hit. Your strength score is reduced by... Oops, let me roll that. Your strength is reduced by 4. And that's that.
Is there a way of temporarily doing that, or I just type it in there?
Yeah, just type it in. Harker.
All right. I'm going to longbow brain there. It's going to be a hit.
Nice. You hear a sort of a psychic scream in your head. Are you going to move?
Nope.
You're not. Okay.
Nope.
Tabiana.
Okay, I need a strength check to see if I
Break free.
break free of the hold.
Yep.
I do
Nope.
not.
You do not.
Do I get
She's
to
still
roll
levitating?
see if
Yep.
I'm levitating?
Yep. You are
That
still
one.
levitating.
Okay, do I get to roll for that? Or no?
That's what you just did. That was that strength check.
Oh, I thought because
Yeah.
I was had a hold person on me too.
No. You're basically being held up in the air with invisibility, and it's a 13 to break the strength. You're right. Like, you could cast a spell
wait, I was
or
stunned.
something.
That's
You are
what it
floating in the air, but you're not helpless, theoretically.
Okay, I was actually stunned. That's the other. I was somehow immobilized before being levitated, and I couldn't remember. I was stunned. Do I need to roll against that, or is that over?
Oh, that's a good point. You were stunned as well.
I thought she was held because she was able to speak, which is why I was saying she was held, not just levitating. But now,
Yeah,
whatever it
the
was.
stunning ray is 13. Oh, was it just stunning? I thought I had you telekinetic raised, but you were stunned
this
as
time-
well.
No,
did, but before
no.
that,
When we first started combat, you hit her with a ray, and I thought it was basically a hold person type thing because she was able to say something. It's like, oh, there, eyes in the trees, but she couldn't take any action because she was
right.
immobilized somehow.
yeah, because I asked. you
Yeah.
if I-
So make a con saving throw as well, because otherwise you're technically stunned for 1 minute.
Oh, for
until you do
crying!
it.
I need
All right, so
somebody
you
to
are
do that.
stunned and you were held in the air. So I guess you're doing your best mannequin impersonation.
Change your dice.
Yeah.
Make them green.
It's
They
okay.
are
you-
green.
Make them less chartreuse. Darker chartreuse.
A darker green.
All right. The shadow is wounded by the fire elemental, both emotionally as well as physically. And this shadow is going to attack Tabiana. And misses again, because you're wriggling. It's kind of in the air. Maybe it's wearing off? Maximilian, now you are in sort of a ghostly form. Harker cannot see you unless you wish to be seen by Harker. But I will leave it up to you as to what you would like to do.
Okay. When I look at Harker in the stomach area, what do I see?
You see... Is that movement?
I would like to manifest myself and point at it and then try to, like, grab it, if that makes sense.
Sort of go
Wrestle
through
with it.
its body, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Make a
Chill
basic.
touch, maybe? Or...
Yeah, sure, that would be fine. Yeah, chill touch should be perfect. So just try making a roll on Harker there. Unfortunately.
I guess I had disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, I have disadvantage because I'm dead.
Yeah.
Because you're dead.
But you are just, that makes sense for what it is. Okay, so you're trying to grab onto it. You feel almost like you could have grabbed something, but it slips through your grasp.
Okay.
We are at the start of the next turn. Now, the
Good
people who ate
attempt.
apples, you are feeling something, a sharp pain in your stomach. Corky.
About to have an alien moment here, people.
I'm going to go ahead and attack Shadow 4 with my quarterstaff, two-handed staff.
All right, you got it. Very nice. With a scream, you slice it, and it becomes ethereal and disappears.
And give me 1 second, please. Okay, that's what I thought. And then I shall make movement over this way
Okay.
and end my turn.
All right, the shadow is going to attack Lantana. Ooh, the natural 20.
Oh no.
Took 13 points of damage, and your strength is reduced by 2. It is your turn, Lantana. Now you feel not good. Besides the fact that you're almost at death, something is poking the inside of your stomach.
Do I really have any clue as to what's going on?
Well, can you imagine in real life if something was trying to get through your stomach? Do you have nerve endings there? What would you actually feel or hear? I mean, it would be kind of... Yeah, because as long as poking on the inside of your stomach, it would be really bad. I'll let you tell me what you want to try.
Barf on him.
I could try to barf on him. No, I was just thinking if I had a clue as to what might be actually causing my current pain, or am I going to blame it on the psychic damage and stuff that I see?
No, you feel like something is wrong. It was probably something you ate.
It was that gruel that witch gave us.
Yeah, I'm thinking I have food poisoning. But Tabiana, she's kind of busy. She can't cast me a heal or anything, or remove disease or anything.
Not until I make a save.
Did anybody actually see what Tabiana might have ejected from her?
It was a twig, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, did I see that? Can I
did.
roll an insight or a perception or anything?
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
That
are my
might
hands free enough I can kind
clue.
of point at the ground and say, look at the twig?
No, because you're stunned, right?
Not
And you're
super
flying in the
receptive.
air. You know what? I'm gonna say, yeah. You think you saw a twig drop from her mouth?
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna be like, uh-oh. I might have a tree inside of me. And I'm gonna think that, okay, the witch was keeping the trees off by by using some kind of disease or something like that.
A tree grows in Brooklyn, Tana?
Brooklyn Tana, yes.
Yep.
Now, because I'm feeling really bad and I don't want to go out the way that maybe Maximilian went out, I have a vial of poison on me.
Okay. And 3 hit points left.
So my big plan is I'm going to down this vial of poison and see if it has any effect on saving me from a fate worse than death.
Don't drink it all. Save some for me.
You only have
Trying
3
to
hit
use
points left.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'm
what
totally
kind of
poisoning myself?
what would the poison damage be?
Well, I have to make a con throw, and it if I fail, it's a 1d4 poison.
Okay, that's it. Just 1d4.
But it's gonna stay potent for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So make that saving throw, and otherwise do 1d4 damage.
Oh man, I made my con throw.
Nice.
I mean, I made it so I don't take any damage this round, but it's percolating.
Excellent. Excellent.
Percolating
Tabiana.
like a
make
coffee
that,
pot.
Okay.
Which kills me first.
Strength
But,
check.
but does it help or induce vomiting?
Loading.
Guess we'll find out in a
2
minute.
dice didn't help. And then con to see if I'm still held.
Yep. Or is still stunned.
Still stunned. I know I'm still floating. Am I still stunned?
You're still stunned and floating, correct.
Yay! I'm going back to my chartreuse dice, damn it.
Sorry. The shadow is going to continue to attack the fire elemental. Maybe this guy has a real problem with fire. Alright. Wounded it. Harker. You
Alright.
feel things perhaps trying to come out of your body.
Nature check?
Sure. I got nothing to
Okay,
stop
you
that.
all of a sudden smell, have like this weird internal
He already
smell
did. Oh,
of
wait.
apple, like an apple tree you remember from your
Mhm.
childhood.
Yeah. I'm gonna yell at the witch. Ask the witch if she can do anything to stop this. Because apparently there's an apple tree getting ready to sprout from me.
I'm sorry, young one. It was your doing, your choice. You should not have eaten the god of the forest apples.
Yeah, well, I blew him up a little while ago, so
So he needs to grow again.
Oh my gosh, you guys are growing more gods of the forest inside you.
yeah, we are.
Oh my god, does this mean I'm pregnant?
Kind of.
In
I'm
one
glad I
form,
drank
you
the
could.
poison.
In some form, you could feel. It's
In a
a
weird
form
kinda way.
of, you know.
All right.
I am not giving you a damn baby shower, okay?
It's a
I
little
think-
late for
No,
that.
I think Lantana may be providing the shower.
The
of,
shower.
Of, like, you know.
Either way, it will be a damn.
All right.
thing.
Well, I killed the god. I only got 5 hit points left. I'm gonna take my dagger and stab it straight down, see if I can't kill this thing. It's probably gonna kill me, but I'm hoping it's gonna kill it too.
All right, give it a shot. Roll whatever the dagger damage is on yourself. No, you hit automatically.
Oh.
But just roll for damage.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. You are at your last gasp. You shove it into your gut, and you wriggle it around, and you feel some snapping, both of internal organs, in addition to branches. The mind witness is going to attempt to move away. And it can do that with... Let's see. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. And it's kind of hovering up in the trees. 5, 10, 15, 20. And up across the next ridge. The shadow that's left here is going to attack Corky. Because it keeps missing you. And it does hit you, Corky, for 10 points of damage, in addition to strength reduced by 1d4, 3. Fire Elemental is going to make another attack on the thing here. The Shadow Child. And misses. The witch is going to say thank you for your help. Young ones, follow me. And she teleports away.
Lame.
Darn, I would have liked to go with her.
I know, right?
All right, Lucrezia.
Okay. I will. Shadow 3. And miss. I'm just wrecked up by all these people, like, blowing up and
Anything else?
whatnot.
All right,
Nope.
Maximilian. What would you like to try again?
Sure. Does it seem like there's still life from within there?
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah. Okay. I guess this thing will probably still put it at disadvantage.
No, I'll give you not disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. Up here. There it is. So I dropped a 13, so it would have been 18.
All right, so you hit and grab. Really, it felt almost like some kind of reed, except it snapped and dissipated and was gone. And you feel no more movement inside of Harker. Harker, you have been saved. However,
Yay.
the rest of you who ate from the apple, except for you, Tabiana, so I guess that means you, Lantana, suddenly branches burst forth from your stomach and the small of your back, tearing you in half. Roots
Ow.
plunge into the ground, and a tree begins to form from the inside of your body, essentially ripping you into shreds.
This reminds me of a
So are
Sepultura
they
song.
The shadow creature begins to back away.
Whoa, man. Didn't sign up for this.
The shadow's still going to attack, although it's somewhat irrelevant. The shadow 3 around you is surrounded on 3 sides, and you make short work of it. So at this point, the mind creature also ran away, unless you are going to... Yeah, because there's no one who can catch up to it. So the mind witness is also away. So you have killed the god of the forest, and by doing so, caused it to attempt to essentially reform itself by anyone who ate its fruit got to sort of regrow it inside of the forest, and the rest of you are still there.
Can I assume that since I spit out the twig, that was all that I had since I
Correct.
only ate a kiwi? Okay. Is the twig like sprouting or anything, or is it just like a dead twig?
It was such a small. Remember, you just took like really a thumbnail's
Yeah,
worth.
yeah.
So it's basically a
fingernail.
branch, and that's about as big as it gets.
Excellent.
The campaign is essentially over with one question remaining. Remember that anyone who ate an apple from the god of the forest suffered these effects.
That would just be me, right? At this point,
Is it?
I think I'm the only one left who hasn't been saved, who ate an apple.
Are you?
What about Harker?
Yeah.
I mean, he's unconscious. I'm not sure exactly what Harker's status is.
Harker is, because you are out of combat, you will be able to save his wounds and slowly get him out of there. Are you going... Ultimately, it occurs to you... I'm going to say Lucrezia because you are the... What is your title again?
Jeez. The Queen's representative?
Yeah, who's representative?
The Queen.
Who ate an apple?
The
Me?
Queen! The Queen! She said
Oh.
she had these apples when she was younger and they were delicious.
Oh.
Did we just kill the Queen?
Uh-oh.
And at that, the adventure is over.
We
I am so glad I was floating in the air the whole time and couldn't do diddly squat.
I have so much in common with the queen.
I totally did not see that one coming until you started talking about who ate the apple.
All right, thank
Oh
you
my
so
God.
much, everyone, for being a part of the campaign
Dude,
here.
that was awesome.
I am doing. I am basically taking the first Sunday of the month, although because of Thanksgiving and Christmas and this 3-week in a row thing from Halloween, we're kind of a little out of schedule. But in general, I will be the first Sunday of the month. We also have DMing from Evil Beaker, Patrick from DDO Cast, and we also have a rotating my slot along with your slot. I believe you're going to be doing a little DMing even. And
I am. I have the 18th.
the 18th of November, and we may see about getting you in here too, Bonnie, at some point in the future as the
It's in the new
rotation
year.
allows. Yep, in the new year. Otherwise, I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of the campaign. D&D night is every Sunday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/DDOstream. This has been The Witch in the Woods. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Signing out. Say goodbye, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Yes.
Goodbye, everyone.